So
Corbin, look at me.
okay,
What is different?
you have a mustache.
I do. I shave my beard.
Yeah, it's jarring.
Outside of a show or two, I've kept a beard for 10 years.
Yeah,
But I'm helping out with this Movember thing.
yeah.
I didn't tell my wife.
Oh, you just did it.
I did it this morning.
Oh,
So we both work around the same time. I get up, I go in the shower, I bathe my body, post-shave.
yeah.
I step out.
Yeah.
My wife walks into the bathroom.
Yeah.
I have my head in the towel drying off my hair.
Please tell me she shrieked.
So she walks in, all kind of, hey, and I take the towel off
Reveal.
and reveal. And she has a physical reaction that I can only describe as anguished disgust as she looks at it. And she goes, I wasn't ready. And she tries immediately to save it.
Yeah.
But I could see the revulsion in my wife's eyes. Corbin, would you rather have your wife look at you with pure revulsion every day for the rest of your life or watch an episode of The Big Bang Theory?
Bring on the mustaches.
Welcome to Radical Apathy, the podcast where two half-wits set out to solve all the world's problems with pop culture references and a lackadaisical attitude. Why not? It's worked so far.
Welcome, everybody, to the Radical Apathy Podcast.
Radical Apathy
Here we are.
Podcast. Hello, Corbin.
Hello, Tanner. It's
are
been a spell.
Well, not what they know. It's a fortnightly podcast for our listeners. But yeah, you and I pre-recorded a bunch going into the end of October.
It's been like a month.
It's been a while. I missed you.
Really funny note. Between we did the cold open and now, you looked at me and you said about the cold open, you go, "Hey, that's a true story." Like I would be shocked that this after looking at this mustache, like I'd be shocked that this was the result.
That you wouldn't believe that actually happened.
Do you want to know what I thought when I saw your mustache?
What?
Bye erections.
Your erections?
Mine, they're gone.
Oh man,
I'm kidding.
my wife no longer has erections.
As you can see, I'm doing the opposite of you. I'm growing my beard out.
It's the thickest I have seen since I've known you.
Yeah, and I play with it a lot.
You do that, yeah.
So
the beard.
Here's the problem. Not only do I have to deal with bedhead in the morning, I have to deal with bed face.
Yeah,
My beard will go like different place. Like, do you like that?
Yeah.
See when I move it? Like that's what it looks like in the morning.
Yeah, you need to take care of your facial hair.
I got bed face, man.
And
It's
no
awful.
one like I didn't grow up being told about it. Like no one taught me how to take care of your facial, but you really do need to. Like it gets rowdy if you don't.
Can I tell you a secret?
Okay.
I shampoo it, and I love the way it feels after. I just cannot stop touching it.
Because it's so coarse naturally.
Yeah,
But then after that, it's quite nice.
I know.
Corbin, why do we both sound like garbage?
Because speaking of course,
Yeah, speaking of coarse
I
grossness.
have had a flu for like 5 days where my body ached and I was in bed and I was still able to watch football. So stand down there.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Okay,
I was worried.
but I was dying on my deathbed. I only get I don't really get sick.
Yeah,
like
you're
other
not a
people.
sick boy.
I don't get sick like other people.
That's
I get
true.
I get dizzy spells every once in a while, and that'll take me out of commission. But last time I had a flu or a cold has been like 3 years. Like I just don't get them.
Yeah, you're not a sick person.
No, I'm not a sick person.
I just got a cold coming back from the United States.
So you got on the plane?
I know it. We got it while we were down there. My wife's a day ahead of me. It's a head cold. I wouldn't say it's a flu, but yeah, we just got something, came back with it, and it's now just sticking in my throat.
Are you a man cold kind of guy?
Oh yeah, I fucking bitch
Listen,
out.
if
immediately.
women in childbirth only knew the anguish that men with colds go through.
And they don't take the time to understand or put themselves in our shoes.
Where's the empathy?
Zero?
Right from them
Wives,
towards us?
why do you give us no empathy?
Yeah.
You don't realize how tough it is for a man
You don't
to have a
understand
head
what
cold.
it's like to have a cold.
A
or
head
flu.
cold. Yeah.
Like my whole body ached. Oh, your stomach ached for like 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
my whole body ached.
All
Tanner.
the joints,
All the joints hurt.
right? Joint pain is not something to scoff at. Wife?
Wife. Think they're listening?
No. Other than that, Corbin,
Yeah.
you look great.
Do I? Listen, what do you think of the longer beard, by the way, now that we're talking about it?
I'm a fan of beards. I want to push us back to the time of Viking men, when men walked around with swords and had facial hair.
I'm going a little thicker than normal.
Yeah.
And I tried dyeing it the other day.
Okay. Okay.
And right here on the chin, because this is where it was all
where the gray is. Yeah.
Yeah, and it kind of faded away.
It's the power of the gray. But now, I don't remember if I brought this up before on the show, but I have read several times in like very legitimate cosmopolitan magazines that women over and over and over again say that a man with a salt and pepper beard is their most attractive feature.
Okay.
So
yeah,
you got that.
Well, yeah, it's fading, so it's coming back to salt and pepper. Listen, while we were just talking about hair, on October 14th, I sent you 2 pictures.
Yes, you did.
It was a before picture and an after picture.
Yeah.
I had lost some of the team up top, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
I'm talking about my head hair.
Yes.
And I was on this drug, Finastride or some shit. I forget what it's called. And it's supposed to reach its peak effectiveness after 6 months.
Okay.
I sent you a picture after 3 months.
Yep.
Describe the difference from a third-party perspective.
So the first picture you sent me, the OG,
was barren.
Barren? It shook me because I don't often look at the top of your head. You know, you're an average tall to height guy, and you wear hats. But
I do.
I was like, wow, okay, that's what we have to look forward to. 3 months later, picture same, and kudos to your photographer because the lighting was the same, the shadowing was the same. Like it was a very good before and after photo.
Yep.
I would say not only did you have more follicles, they were growing up to a length where I would have assumed they would have been that natural hair's growth in 3 months.
And I didn't look for 3 months. I didn't even notice.
You just ignored
My
it.
son said, "Hey, Dad, I can't see through your scalp anymore," which that's a compliment. Now, let me be very clear, men who suffer from this problem. It's not complete coverage yet.
Right.
But the troops are coming back. For sure.
Now, but I've always been wondering because now, like, what are the side effects? Because this is like getting into like the chemicals in your body. Like, what's the side effects?
I know that I read them, and I know that I haven't noticed anything.
Okay.
Like if I have something, I don't know what it is, but I rarely notice side effects.
That's true. Your body's always
I had one drug where I've noticed the side effects before.
Okay.
And it's brutal.
Oh.
And because it's extreme dry mouth.
Oh, yeah. Cotton mouth.
Yeah. Like you just have to drink like all day long.
Like what?
and that's the only time I've ever noticed a side effect.
Are you going to continue with it?
Yeah, you have to, or else they go away again.
Okay. Why?
Why did they go away?
Yeah, I don't understand.
I don't know.
They're not there now?
It's just the way that it works, I guess.
But it's real hair.
Or that's how they get you. I don't know.
Like it is real hair. Like I looked at your head,
yeah,
right?
It's real.
Okay, well that's like, does somebody come and shave you at nighttime?
I don't know.
Is there a secret shaver that works for the company?
The hair elves. They come and get you.
Corbin, on this show,
we
have a couple sections we talk about.
Yeah.
One of them is called "What Are You Playing?"
Oh, I forgot about what we playing. What you watching?
Yeah. So let's go through. What are you playing? Right now?
Last time I talked to you, I said, guys, today I'm starting Persona 5 Royal.
Quite excitedly.
I know, and I didn't do it. So
till now?
Even till now, because what I did do is I went to the Halloween themed. I'm really into my Switch right now.
You are.
I'm loving my Switch. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later. And so what I did for Halloween theme, I'm like, I'm going to play the new, because I never played it on the DS because the controllers were not as good on the DS. It's Luigi's Mansion 2 Switch remake.
Yeah.
And so I played Luigi's Mansion 2 and I finished it and I loved it.
Really good remake, actually.
Really, you played it?
Yeah.
Great game.
Yeah.
I didn't play the first one because I didn't have the right stick right on the DS when I had mine. I had one of the ones that didn't have a right stick. But then right after that, I started playing Luigi's Mansion 3. So I'm in the middle of Luigi's Mansion 3 now.
Yeah,
great game. I think it's probably the best graphics that the Switch has ever put out.
Sure.
And it has some cool mechanics that are upgrades over the second one. If I had a gripe about Luigi's Mansion 3 is that I collect all this cash and I have nothing to spend it on.
It was. I found the Luigi's 3 reviews were really up and down and all over the place. Like people either were very middling or they really liked it or they really hated it. Like it was no.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it. It's a great game.
It's a good series. It's a fun series to do.
It's better than 2 for sure. It looks good. The bosses are very different. There's more bosses, right? Because there's like 17 floors or whatever, versus the 5 bosses you fight in part 2.
Yeah.
And part 2, if I had to, if you remember part 2.
I am thinking of 2 because Luigi the 3 is when you have the gummy bear.
Yeah,
Luigi's
Luigi's
right,
fantastic.
Okay. So never mind. I was thinking of 2. So this one has a Metacritic score of 86 on Metacritic. So they're doing quite well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Part 2 is a little bit. There was one section I really disliked about part 2. First off, the boss battles were really hard in part 2. Second of all, there was this one area where you go up a stair. It was John Wick 4. You go up a staircase and you have 3 ways to get up the staircase. You have 3 places to pick from each level. And if you picked wrong, they shot you all the way back to the beginning. Oh. And there was like 30 floors. And so you're like you're on number 27 and you get kicked back all the way to the back and you're like, John Wick, damn you. And you get kicked all the way back. So anyway, I'm playing Luigi Mansion 3 with the intention of playing Persona 5 Royal eventually.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Is it because it's a big game? It's a big, juicy RPG. And sometimes if I'm not in the right mindset to start a big, juicy RPG, I won't.
Yeah.
Is that the same for you, do you find?
Yeah, I need to get it. I got to be there.
Yeah.
And actually, I'm like that with any game, not just RPGs.
Yeah.
But I know RPGs are extra deep because it's like a 130 hour experience or whatever.
Because I have Game Pass, because I'm apparently an Xbox guy.
Yep.
I got the Black Ops 6, the new Call of Duty dropped.
Bought it for my son.
Yeah. And you know what? I really enjoy it. They actually made a decent single player. Actually, I'll tell you this. I don't know if you played it. It is the most Mission Impossible-esque Call of Duty single player game ever.
Okay.
It's really because it takes place during Desert Storm in the early 90s, and they kind of lean into more of the operator spy, like Mission Impossible, really like IMF almost. Disavowed 6 agents from different places working together to do the thing, and there's missions where you're breaking into Senator Bill Clinton's one of his parades to go ID another senator to get his eye print to go break into an underground bunker that's a black site in Washington. Oh, that's and so cool. So they really lean into a lot more of, and there's different ways you can do it. You can go talk up his wife who's pissed at him, or you can go do like his valet. Like there's different, like they lean pretty well into it.
What's nice about this, and what's good to hear about that, is because the campaign on the last
Mission Impossible 3, or sorry, on Modern Warfare 3.
The last Call of Duty game I bought my son, the campaign was trash.
Because it was added 5 months before launch.
Oh, wow.
Because they weren't going to put one on, and then finally, because everyone hates not having a campaign, they put one on 5 minutes before. And it was just bullshit. But no, this one's really good, and it's like a good 8 hours.
They must be in development like 2-3 years ahead of time.
They do. There's a 3-year cycle for which
so they got 3 teams and then
3 main teams with like 6 sub teams, and then each main team takes a 3-year cycle putting one out.
That's my problem with video games right now. I'm not sure if we talked about this last time. Is that because it takes all these I'm using quotations here, triple A games. There's so many AAA games. It takes them so long to develop, and they're so costly to make that they become so infrequent. You only get like 3 or 4 really good ones now in a console cycle.
Yeah,
and that doesn't make and this. I guess this. We'll talk about this. This is why I like the Switch so much. But we'll talk about it then. 'Cause this kind of leads into that. Let me question though. Last time I talked to you, you were all about the Refantasmio Decidio game, or whatever it was called. What was it called again?
Metaphor Refantasio.
Yeah, that's the one.
But after our recording that podcast, 3 days later I went on my trip.
Oh, yeah. You can't start that then.
And so I didn't want to start then. I came back. I started and I was a couple of days off from work, so I just did a little bit of Call of Duty. So again, just for what we said before, I'm not ready to chew into my RPG. And I'm sure Kyle from our last episode is upset with me because I'm sure he's already wrapped it twice.
Yeah.
But it is still there. I'm excited for it. I will start it when you start Persona, and we can move through.
We'll talk about Atlas stuff.
Through it together.
We'll talk about Atlas games together.
We can talk about Atlas games. What are you watching?
Okay, what am I watching? What did I just finish? I just finished. I haven't watched anything TV wise.
Yeah.
I don't think, but I did watch a movie the other day, and I was very excited about it. So every little bit, I come back to the same movie. And it's from 2003, and I love it so much. And it's the 2003 version of The Count of Monte Cristo. It's Alexandre Dumas's novel. And have you ever seen that movie?
Yeah, I've read the novel.
For the kids how's the novel, by the way? I want to read it now.
It's surprisingly good for as old as it is.
Yeah.
Like there is some older parts, but it actually reads pretty up to date, more than you think it would.
Is there any like big parts that are left out of the movie that are in that book? Mm-hmm. Okay, don't tell me.
The book's huge.
Is it a huge book? Is it Dune huge?
Oh, it might be pretty close, actually.
Really?
Yeah, I'd have to look side by side, but it's a big book.
This is like an RPG of books.
It isn't. Yeah, you got to be ready for it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so anyway, I love it. I mentioned, fun fact, Henry Cavill's in that movie. If you don't know that, as a young child.
Wait, was he?
Yeah, he played the son of Jim Caviezel's character. He turned out to be the son of Jim Caviezel's character. He was Mercedes' son, and that's a young Henry Cavill.
Okay.
Guy Pearce, Jim Caviezel.
Yeah.
Chick, I don't know who she is, but sorry, my wife, she's gorgeous. I've never seen her again in any movie or TV show.
One and done.
Oh, she was a one and done.
Yeah. That's because she saw Henry Cavill and she said, I'll never be as attractive as this man will be. As this boy, I will never be more attractive than this boy, so I'm done.
I'm going to pack it in. What are you watching?
I watched and wrapped the 3-episode brand new Netflix series. This is the Zodiac Speaking.
Oh, that's about the Zodiac Killer.
It is.
Is it worth it? Because it takes. I'm in the same thing with RPGs. I got to be in the mood to watch a documentary.
Yeah, I agree. You should be. And I happen to be in one. There's only 3 episodes. They're 40 minutes long. It's not a big commitment.
That's not a big commitment.
No, not at all.
I can bang that out tonight.
So there is a lot. There have been a lot of Zodiac movies and shows and everything over the years. So the kicker of this one, and I will try and do this with avoiding spoilers for people that want to get connected to it, but the kicker of this one is that there have been a lot of suspects to be the Zodiac over the years, like thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands. When the movie Zodiac,
great movie.
it actually was a really good movie.
Yeah, the Zodiac was awesome.
Came out.
Robert Downey Jr., Mark
Ruffalo.
Yeah. Anthony Edwards.
Robert
Downey Jr.
They
Jake Gyllenhaal.
Jake Gyllenhaal wasn't it? Jake Gyllenhaal played Robert Graysmith, who was the author and investigator at the news in San Francisco, where they started kind of getting all the letters from Zodiac.
Yeah.
They go into all the history, but so the main kicker of this one is one of the primary suspects, who was the primary suspect in the movie.
Okay.
Excuse me. When they kind of talk about it, a man named Arthur Lee Allen.
Yeah.
Who was kind of the main, I'd say probably the most primary suspect of all the suspects.
Okay.
So what happens is,
are you going to spoil this whole thing for me?
No, I'm just going to get it to a kicker, and I'm going to leave it to you.
Okay.
Okay.
Because
So why they made this? Because there was a recent Zodiac one done on Netflix 4 years ago.
Oh, okay.
So
what was that one called?
I have to look it up again.
What's this one called?
This one's called This is the Zodiac Speaking.
This is
a brand new one. It just came out. So the kicker on this one is that there is a family who had a very close familial relations with one of the suspects of the Zodiac.
Okay.
Whom, because of their elderly mother, who was very close with one of these suspects, they never said anything. They never brought anything up. They never spoke to the police. They never had any connection to anything. They left it alone.
Yeah.
After the Zodiac movie came out, all of this family came together with eyebrows raised, and their mother kind of forbade them from doing anything until she died. So she died, and this family came forth, and this podcast or this show was created.
Okay.
So there is a lot of corroboration and interesting points that are now kind of finally brought forward.
Is this suspect still alive?
I'll let you watch it.
Okay,
I'll let you watch it.
I'll watch it.
You know what? It wasn't bad. I would give it a solid 8 out of 10.
That's good. Eight's good.
For a documentary. Yeah, had some good compelling parts. It's 3 40-minute episodes.
I'll watch.
Like, it's an easy buy-in. You're not there all freaking day waiting 12 episodes. Like the brothers there that off to their parents.
Yeah, the Melendez.
That's like 13 episodes. It's like, I'm not watching this. That's
you know what? I hated the Melendez brother thing when it was on TV when I was young.
Yeah,
I don't want to watch.
That story's been told about too. So, this is the Zodiac speaking on Netflix right now. I enjoyed it. 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10. Should we do it lower and like with our sexier, sore voices?
I thought we were already doing that with our illnesses.
Let's go lower.
8 out of 10.
I'm gonna give this 8 out of 10.
Watch the Zodiac.
So this is the Zodiac speaking.
8 out of 10.
All right.
That's time for general gripes.
Let's get into some gripes.
And you know what? Actually, I mixed in not just general gripes. They aren't just gripes this time. Just regular thoughts. Actually, before we do general gripes, we got some mail, didn't we?
We got mail corner time. Should we do a little bit of mail corner time, you and I?
Oh, I'm sneezing.
Or no, what do we call it? Mail corner? What do we call it? Someone else?
We call it Listener's Corner.
Listener's Corner. That's what it's called.
Listener's Corner.
We do this lots, you guys.
This is our second time. Listener's Corner. Someone sent us a bag. I'm looking at a bag. It's got stuff written on it.
Yes, we've had 2 sets of gifts brought to us by our listeners, who are all wonderful people, by the way. I appreciate you. I'm going to pass. So I got a bag with a note. I'm going to pass it over to Corbin.
Okay.
That's heavier than you think. So you can read the note, Corbin.
I'm going to read it out loud, if I can read this. Why did this... Never mind. I just saw this guy. To the radical apathists, for you both to enjoy the old-fashioned way, and for Corbin, the finally bite the bullet and watch those movies. This is from Aaron B. He wants me to watch those Guy Ritchie movies.
Which are still up on your front door, I noticed today.
Did you notice
I saw them today. They're still sitting there.
They haven't moved.
Okay. You want to open it and see what they give you?
Actually, Aaron came over. This is from Aaron B.
Yeah.
And Aaron B came over a couple weeks ago to watch some football.
Yeah.
And I didn't move them on purpose. Like, I just left.
Did he bring it up?
I don't know if he brought it up. I don't remember. I'm going to open this up.
It's been over a month.
He said bite the bullet, so this feels like bullet bourbon to me. This feels like bullet bourbon.
Well, he said old-fashionedly, so I'm going to assume...
Yes, old-fashioned, but he says bite the bullet, and that means he knows my favorite bourbon is bullet bourbon.
Do you think it's bullet bourbon?
It is bullet bourbon. I'm guaranteeing it. Yeah, there it is.
Wow,
what a guy.
look at that.
Bullet bourbon for
Fresh
some old-fashions.
Bullet bourbon. 10-year whiskey.
Do you like old-fashions?
Yeah, I'll drink an old-fashioned.
I'll make some old-fashions for you. They're fantastic.
Well, that was very nice of you,
It was very nice, Aaron.
Very nice to share that. That's a
Aaron.
past guest of the show, Aaron B.
No, not a past guest.
Has he not been a past guest?
No, he hasn't been a past guest.
Okay. Well, I think he has, so he doesn't get to be one before.
We've mentioned him before, but he's never been a guest.
Okay. Well, he doesn't need to be one then, because I thought he was. So
that's pretty awesome that he did that.
Yeah, that's very nice.
Okay, I also see you're wearing a T-shirt.
You can't buy your way on the show, Aaron. Yes.
Aaron.
Speaking of, we've had another guest send us a couple gifts. I don't know, homemade is the right word, but a very nice on blue covered T-shirt with our logo on it.
I see you got a nice little tomato sauce stain on there.
No,
you don't.
Do I?
No, you don't. That'd be awesome if you came over with a tomato sauce stain.
And some actually made pens with our logos on it too.
We don't even have the money to do this.
No, people are just making us merchandising now.
Who's this from?
Like, do we have to sell this merchandise? I was just going to wear it.
I don't know.
This is from Kaylee H, listener of Kaylee H.
Wow. This is really awesome.
Yeah, it was very kind of her.
I wonder
to
how
do this
Kaylee
for us.
got our graphics. I don't even have a copy of our graphics.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they did. I'm
going to use this pen. Well, not right now, but I'm going to.
Pen's going to be used. Shirts being worn. Pen's going to be used. We did. It was very nice. We appreciate you, listeners.
We appreciate you, listeners.
You guys.
Kaylee, I'm sorry about the man cold joke earlier.
I mean, but she gets it.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I mean, it's fair. I don't think you said.
Does Kaylee H have children?
No.
Oh, then never mind, Kaylee. Never mind. You don't know what it feels like to have a man cold.
No, we appreciate you, Aaron, being Kaylee H. Thank you very much, guys.
That's
We'll put that to good use.
Yeah, definitely going to use that.
Yeah, that's our Listeners Corner. If you want to be a part of Listeners Corner, send us shit.
You know where to find us, clearly. Yeah. I don't know where all these people find us.
I don't know how they got the addresses, but this shit showed up, so I believe in you. Find your way. Let's talk about some gripes.
So last time, you presented a question to us to me and Kyle about cozy games.
Cozy horror.
Cozy anything. It was cozy something.
Oh, yeah, then we got into games. Yes.
Okay.
What is that? Did you find it out?
Well, no. It's just after I never had heard of it, or maybe I wasn't paying attention to it.
Okay.
But then I heard someone mention a cozy genre of video games. And I said, okay, I'm going to bring an example of a cozy game, which is, when you think about it, okay, this probably definitely fits it. But Animal Crossing is a cozy game because it's very comfort related. You're building your house, you're talking to your neighbors, you're fishing, or whatever. All that boring shit I don't like to do.
Okay,
is a cozy game. I don't know why I brought that up.
So I found because I had to go looking for it. Cozy horror.
Yeah, what's a cozy horror?
So, cozy horror can still have complicated characters, lush cinematography, or prose or plot twists that make you gasp. It can still have uncanny elements that stick with you afterward, slowly creeping up with you, but it's not as scary or intense as other horrors. So, some ones that I found to do. Like What Moves the Dead or The Fall of the House of Usher.
Fall of the House of Usher is not cozy. It's about the devil, for Christ's sake.
Some people suggested,
and their whole family dies.
So I had people suggest in the same sentence, spoilers, Spirited Away, as cozy horror, and The Shining. So I don't think people understand what this means. Like,
I don't think people understand what cozy means.
They described cozy horror, which makes sense in my head, and then they gave the example of The Shining.
Well, so there's like a cozy horror to me would be something where the main character, something horrible happens to them, but at the end they're oblivious to what their situation might be.
Okay,
and so they're not continually traumatized by it. That would be something that would be cozy to me.
See, I think it would be like a Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, that's cozy horror.
Is what I was thinking, right? I don't know.
Have you ever seen that movie, kids movie Coraline?
Yo,
isn't that just the most fucked up movie ever?
A terrifying movie.
I don't have the heart to show it to my kids.
I wasn't ready for it. I watched it in the theaters because I thought, I liked Night Before Christmas. This looks cool.
Well, this is by what are their names? Oh, jeez, what is that company name? They make all the cool ones like that, all the stop motion animations, like Kubo and the Two Strings, which is one of the best ones I've seen. Paranorman, this one. What's their names? Do you know the studio name? Are you looking it up? What studio?
Henry Selick directed it, and
it's like a group name. Something. Yeah. Like the people named this brought you the studio named this brought you these movies. I don't know. Anyway, they make good movies.
I didn't know Coraline was a Neil Gaiman book first.
Okay, that is awesome, but he got canceled just like 2 weeks ago. So
really, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, he got canceled.
What did he do?
I don't remember. Something sexual.
God damn it, Neil Gaiman. Fucking everything up.
So I was very ill on Halloween night.
Okay,
and I was home and I had to hand out some candy to some kids, and one of them, I had a real issue handing out candy to this kid. Okay, because he was dressed up as the Bazinga guy from Big Bang Theory.
No,
yeah. So I'm like, I don't know.
You came to the wrong house, kid.
I even said to him, I don't know if I can hand you a candy. I hate that show so much. He's like, he gives me the face, and I'm like, God,
how old was he?
Oh, like 13.
So still young. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I would have.
Best costume I saw, though. Like, I don't think I could have, but I should have, but I did because I had a
softie. You're just a big softie.
Any other day,
you were sick.
I was sick.
So you weren't thinking.
I know where I was.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Best costume I saw though was Bob from Beetlejuice.
Oh, really? With the tiny head?
Someone had like the thing on top of their shoulders, and like, so their face was here, and the head was up here.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. It was a great
that's
costume.
cool. That's a good costume.
Yeah. What did you? We'll talk about your vacation later. But what was the best costumes you saw down there?
I would have to say I did see some Bobs, not very good ones. There was there was a person in a wheelchair who was dressed up like a cowboy, and they had their leg that's kind of gone at the knee, and they painted the knee to look like a horse's head. So they just kind of held their leg up in the wheelchair as they kept riding like they were on a horse. That was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That's using your head.
I like that a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, man.
So that was a good one.
Oh man,
Yeah.
Halloween. I love Halloween.
I do too. It's the best time of year.
We've become friends since last Halloween, and you have the famous Halloween party. Mm-hmm. I'm hoping I get invited to one of these eventually in the future.
Yes, we skipped this year.
Yeah, because we were gone.
Yeah. But next year, yes, there will be quite a return to form.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you probably can't though at a condo though.
Well, now we can because we have giant party rooms
You
to
have
rent.
party rooms to
giant
rent.
party rooms.
Oh, that's such a good idea.
It's gonna be a shaker.
It's going to be a shaker. And you're on the main floor, so you're not going to bug anybody.
No one's there. It'll be fine.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it'll be a good time.
Pretty mad because it's November today. If for those who keep count, it's November 5th today, election day.
It is the day of the Americans election.
American election. It's not on right now, but I'll just check it out later. No big deal. That's not why I'm talking about it. But I was expecting, because I said I was going to talk about this, a Switch 2 announcement by now, and I didn't get it.
It's not out yet.
I didn't get it. So I'm a little upset about it. I'm going to go out on a
limb
here. And I'm a cloud or cliff. I don't know what it was. I'm going to say the Switch 2 is the greatest console ever made. I said it.
I mean,
I said it. The Switch 1 is the greatest console ever made.
Oh, sorry. Okay. So the Switch...
the current Switch.
The Switch is the greatest console ever made.
Ever made. The numbers almost back that up. Almost. We're 10 million shy.
Yeah.
But...
okay, let me ask you this.
Okay.
Did the Switch have a greater cultural impact than the NES?
That doesn't count. The first of anything. No. The first.
Okay,
the first of anything has the most cultural impact. But what I'm saying is,
current day,
more people have this in their hand than the current original NES.
Absolutely.
Like by
people have more
million.
Switches than anybody. Yeah.
Yeah. It's first off the idea of portable and docked at the same time is goddamn genius.
Yeah.
And when I talked about the games, the AAA games on the other consoles, because I have a PS5.
Yeah.
And there's not every game is going to appeal to every single person.
Right.
So people can argue, oh, there's been this game. But for me, there's only been like 3 games since I've owned the thing that have excited me. And because the development process for these games, because they're so graphically intensive, they need to run a certain way, they need to look a certain way, because like a AAA game, you expect them to look a certain way. It takes forever for them to develop these games. And so now we got a console generation where, like, look at Xbox. Nothing's come out on Xbox.
Nope.
And you've got this generation of consoles there's no goddamn games to play that are awesome. Whereas the Switch, they don't care about graphic intensity or ray tracing or whatever. They care about gameplay.
Yeah.
And how good is the gameplay? And there's so many franchises on Nintendo that if you like, I'm not a Zelda guy. I don't need to. There's so many other things that I like that aren't Zelda, but for the Zelda people, there's been 3 or 4 Zelda games.
Which are all bangers.
Yeah. Have you played Echoes of Wisdom yet?
Nope.
No. Has your wife?
No, she's playing the Tomb Raider 1, 2, 3 remake on Switch.
Oh, cool. How's that run on Switch? I'm worried about that, actually.
It's fun because you literally press a button on the Switch and it goes back to the original graphics.
Oh, I like that.
So you can just go boop, boop, you just tab back and forth and it'll go updated, old. So you can just do it as you're playing, which is kind of a cool way to remember how shitty it was to look at what it is now.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I've stayed away from the remakes on the Switch, like the Batman trilogy and the Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, 3. And the Tomb Raider 1, 2, 3, just because I'm worried about the hardware keeping up with the software a little bit. But when it comes to first-party games, up until Echoes of Wisdom, I've had no problems. Like I haven't had problems with Echoes of Wisdom because I don't like it. But that's the one I've heard that it is the software.
You would be hard pressed to find a Nintendo developed game that is not batting 1,000 upon production.
It's they just create
they QA the shit out of their games.
And I got to tell you, last year Super Mario Wonder came out.
Yeah,
Super Mario Wonder. I'm going to say it.
Yeah,
it was better than. Oh God, I'm going to say this out loud. This is going to hurt me.
Yeah,
it's better than Mario 3.
Oh, wow.
The ingenuity. The charm, it's the most charming game. You turn it on and the flowers are singing to you, and it's like
Yeah.
it's just you're like, oh, this is so good. Like it's like Disneyland. Nintendo games are like Disneyland.
Yes.
You kind of mock them from afar, but then when you play them or you go to Disneyland, you turn into a 5-year-old and you just love them.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about the Switch.
We just bought the new Mario Party Jamboree.
Oh yes, I've heard that's the best one.
And it is delightful. My
Yeah.
wife and I have been crushed. We crushed that on the flight there and back, and we've done a lot. It's sitting at a solid 82 on Metacritic, and yeah,
I've heard it's
really
the best
good.
Mario Party ever.
Yeah, it's refined everything, all brand new maps, a bunch of new characters. Waluigi's back; you can play him again,
Love Waluigi.
and it's a lot of good games. It's tight. It is crisp. There's no hiccups throughout
hiccups.
it. Yeah, so really liked it.
Although the reviews for the latest AAA game just came in for Nintendo on IGN.
Which one's that?
That's Mario and Luigi Brothers.
Oh, Brothership.
And IGN shit all over it.
Really?
Gave it like a 4 out of 10 or some shit. I don't know what Metacritic says about it. I've never looked at Metacritic, but
On Mario and Luigi Brothership. It's sitting at a Metascore of 74 critical reviews at 80.
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes I found over the last little bit, IGN reviewers kind of they're kind of
IGN is all over the fucking map.
Yeah, they
with
are.
some things. Like some game, it's going to be shit. I mean, we can.
You need almost 2 people reviewing it.
You should have. Well, like a PC Gamer has 5 people review a game.
I like
and then
that.
they all give their updates to it. But like, I don't know if we have time to get into Dragon Age. That just came out. If you want to talk about fucking review issues.
Yeah, what tell me.
So basically what they did, EA knew they had probably a divisive flop on their hands. So what they did was they gave out a demo code to all the reviewers out there, from just YouTubers to whomever, to IGN, all of them. Boom, boom, play, and they watched. And everyone who talked about the preview, that was like, this is the best coming Dragon, because this has been 10 years coming for new Dragon Age after Inquisition, and everyone says, oh, this one's going to be fucking great. It played like this, it did this, it showed this. I really, really liked it. And then some people were like, well, the gameplay is a lot more actiony. The writing seemed weird, not really Dragon Age, because it's a dark fantasy.
Yeah.
And everyone's kind of like quipping and popping like it's a Guardians of the Galaxy movie. And they kind of changed the graphics. So we'll wait and see what happens. Everyone who did not give a glowing review was not given a pre-code to review the game.
Oh.
Everyone who gave a glowing review of the preview was given the code to review the game prior to launch. So when it launched with an 80 Metascore because everyone who already loved it was doing the reviews.
Yeah.
But everyone who kind of was like, let's wait and see, none of them got games until the day it released. So that's how EA was fucking the score.
So what is the score on it now then?
Let's have a look.
Let's take a look.
I haven't looked at it yet.
Dragon Age, it's
Yeah.
called?
Yeah. The Veil Guard is Dragon Age is the Veil Guard.
The Veil Guard.
And as I say, the game will be bad, but it's just that's EA fucking around.
Yeah.
Right?
Smart by them, though.
All right, so what do we got here? Okay, so here's an example. So this came out on October 31st, about 6 days ago. The meta, I don't know why I can't say these words. The meta score for critic reviews is sitting at an 83.
Okay.
The user score of 5,000 users is sitting at 3.8.
Wow.
Out of 10.
That's how they fucking, they got you guys.
That's how they fucking get you. So he's, they're screwing around, doing their thing. I mean, I haven't played it yet, so I can't say it's a bad game by any means. But it's just that bullshit that these companies do to fuck around just so they can get their money out of the gate because they know they're not going to get anything in the back end when people start saying the game sucks.
Yeah.
I don't like it. That's what they're doing.
I got two more.
That's my gripe.
I got 3 more video game things.
Let's keep it going.
But 2 more on the gripe things. Okay,
Let's keep it going.
You went on your trip and you brought your Switch.
I did.
Did you bring your Steam Deck?
No.
Okay, now let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Do you need Wi-Fi to play your Steam Deck?
No.
Okay. Question 2. What is the battery life on your Steam Deck? And do you have the OLED mode?
No, I got first gen.
Okay.
I was on the list when it came out, so
Yeah.
no, mine's not OLED. It is probably just playing straight through 4 hours.
4 hours, okay.
Yeah.
Switch is about 5 hours,
Yeah.
maybe sometimes 6. I have, like, depends what game you're playing. Like,
Yes.
if I'm playing Luigi's Mansion, like, for instance, I got it like 7 hours out of it.
And I think it goes a little less because you're logging into Steam, which is always online.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not true. It can go offline, but because you're logging into a platform and then playing the game, you're going to get a more drainage.
Yeah. When I played Hades, though, I'm not logging into anything like that, and I got way less gameplay on the Switch. But
it's more.
Whatever.
Yeah, it's a heavy game. But
just-
it's about I don't know what the new one is with the LED, but it was about probably 4ish.
So I told you to watch a YouTube channel. I recommended a YouTube channel to you. Not homework or anything. I just said, this is, and it's like my favorite video game channel. And it was called The Wolf Den.
Wolf Den.
And I take it back. You might like The Wolf Den. I don't like The Wolf Den anymore.
Okay.
He's funny. His ads are funny. But he doesn't talk, like, he built himself as a Nintendo Switch channel originally.
Yeah.
And so that's what he made his name on, was Nintendo Switch stuff. And I was addicted to it.
Yeah.
And then now he does just retro consoles, basically.
Yes.
And it's boring as fuck to me. Like, I don't care about all these retro consoles. He talks about the Steam Deck and the ROG Ally and stuff like that every once in a while, but it's mostly retro consoles, and it's boring to me.
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
Because the first one I watched was this one. This is not a Game Boy Advanced SP.
Yeah, no, it's the
And
yeah.
I got about 3 minutes and 5 seconds into it.
Yeah.
And I said, nah, nope.
Did you watch the ad, though?
So then I skipped the ad,
Okay.
which was fun.
Yeah.
And I watched one of his Let's Plays, the Wolf Den Saturday sessions.
Okay. Yeah.
And I thought, okay, I didn't see the kick out of it, so I'm glad you said that. Because I was like,
I like the guy, though. He's got a great personality, in my opinion, and he's funny.
he's got to stick the landing.
Yeah, but his content hasn't hit with me lately. So now I watch a new channel.
Okay.
Which is his sister channel, basically. And by sister channel is his friend.
Okay.
Who looks exactly like him. Long hair and a beard. He's from Australia. And
Oi.
It's called the Beat 'em Ups channel. Beat 'em Ups.
The Beat 'em Ups.
Yeah, Beat 'em Ups.
Okay.
And so it's very Nintendo Switch heavy. Which
Well, they do look a
enjoy.
lot alike, don't they?
Yeah, so I enjoy it. They used to do a podcast together called the Non-Tendo Podcast, but Bob left that, and now it's just this guy.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
anyway.
This one's okay?
I like that one.
I was forced to review Mario Party Jamboree, his review video.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that game. Okay. Yeah, we'll check out the Beat 'em Ups. Well, he has 1.79 million subscribers.
He's got a lot of subscribers.
So, you know, it'll probably really help him if we give him a plug.
Probably.
Yeah. Hey, everyone.
Watch Beat 'em Ups.
Beat 'em Ups on
'em
YouTube.
Ups on YouTube.
You're welcome, buddy.
Yeah.
We got you.
You got anything for the general gripes / general talking points?
Nope, my next big is I was going to get into trip time whenever you're
Okay,
ready.
we'll get to trip time in a second. Okay. Listen, you were on an airplane.
Yeah.
I was on an airplane a couple months ago. What is their fucking deal? Why can't they have seats that start more reclined?
Oh, yeah, because you're like 3 degrees forward.
Why?
Okay, so you are a man with children.
Yes.
I've come to the point, I told my wife this on the way back, I can't go back to the cattle car anymore. So I have to just accept the fact that I'm going to be fleeced for first class for the rest of my life because I can't go back. I won't.
Are the seats forward though?
Yeah, they're awful. Like they every time I go in those seats, they've figured out a way to make them shittier.
No, but in the front people.
In the front, no, they're amazing.
Okay, listen. How do you even get first class,
dude? You got to pay so much money.
Okay, do you fly first class on this trip?
On the way back, yeah.
And so, how much did that flight cost you? Can you tell me?
So, what I did on the way back is you can put a bid in for an upgrade to first class. Mm-hmm. So we buy the long leg room tickets, and then you go onto the website and says, "Hey, there's a bidding if you want to buy first class." So you tell them how much you're willing to pay. You say, "Okay, I'll give you $300 for first class ticket." And they say, "Okay." And then 72 hours before your flight, they send an email saying, "Yeah, we're taking your bid or we're not."
Right.
Someone will bid you.
Yeah.
And then you got it. So we bid and got it on the way back. Because then as soon as you're there, different food and it's free. All the drinks you want and it's free. Actual glasses for glass cups, it is free. Actual utensils and it's free.
But how's the comfort of the seat?
They're great. They're bigger. You can roll them back as far as you want because you're so much farther ahead than the person behind you. You can go back as far as you want immediately. It's just you got your own tray.
How much did you bid?
$300.
$300 each.
Yeah, and it was absolutely worth it.
American or Canadian?
Oh, Canadian.
Oh.
Yeah.
What airline was that with?
That was with WestJet.
really, because I walk through WestJet planes, I don't notice these seats.
Yeah, well, they're in the front.
I have to walk through the front.
Yeah,
My
it's
shitty seats.
I don't know how financially feasible it would be with a family. That would be difficult, but
Yeah, I'll stick those fuckers in the back.
yep, I couldn't do it anymore. Like we flew, even with the extra leg room, we flew down, and there was just a big dude who sat in it's a 3-seat row who sat beside me, and not fat, like he was just a jacked dude, like big shoulders, and he's just fucking taking the armrest. The rule is, everyone, I need you to listen to me now. On the 3-seat of an airplane, there's a fucking rule, and if you're not following it, you're the asshole. The person at the window gets the window. They get to lean against the side of the plane, and they get to control the window.
Yeah, that's what the windows
The person on the right gets the aisle. You get to extend your leg into the aisle, and you get to enjoy the comforts of not cramping.
Yeah.
The person in the middle gets the 2 armrests. That's the rule.
Is that the rule?
That's the rule.
I totally took an armrest last time.
Yeah, that's not the rule. You get to lean over, you get your right armrest, and you get to spread your
So
legs.
where were you, and what did you get deprived
I
of?
was in the middle, and I got deprived of my fucking armrest, and I was not happy that whole trip.
I like it.
Because he's just fucking sitting there being a swole bitch.
Fucking muscular guys.
Ugh.
Listen, if you're
Stupid
muscular and
shape.
listening to this,
Yeah.
you can suck it.
You can go watch fucking Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, go watch Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, so that's the rules, everyone. If you're on a plane, that's the rules.
I supposed said something really bad. It would have got it canceled. Oh man, I'm glad I didn't say that.
So yeah, that's sorry. I said I had no gripes, but I got a gripe really quick.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
You know what? I was gonna say I thought you were going a completely different way. If you were in the middle, you deserve nothing, is what I thought you were gonna say. And I was gonna be like, yeah,
No,
But
that is the commonplace rules.
Is it hot as fuck in here? Or is that just me?
No, I think we're both still suffering from a flu, but
Oh my god, it's hot in here. When you walked into my house today, because we record this at my house, did you smell anything when you came out?
ooh. I walked up to your door and your wife turned the porch lights off. So
Yeah, that was
assumed-
happenstance.
I
for sure.
assumed that was intentional, but no, I did not smell anything.
I made the greatest meal today ever.
Really?
Yeah. You probably can't eat half of the stuff. I'll go through the ingredients real quick.
Hit me with it.
Celery,
Nope.
onions,
Yep.
green peppers,
Yep.
garlic,
Yep.
tomatoes,
Yep.
crab,
Yes.
lobster,
Yes.
shrimp,
Yes.
sweet vermouth,
Yes.
cream,
Yes.
like heavy cream that I put in there.
I mean, I
to
should,
make it
but I
more-
can't. I can't. All right.
Okay, so in Vegas,
Everything but celery. All right.
okay, so in Vegas, they have this sausage, pork sausage.
Yeah.
Okay, so in Vegas, they have these places at certain hotels and casinos called oyster bars. And you go, and it's like literally a bar, and you go and you sit up there, and they have various seafoods that are fresh, that they're on the ice, and they shuck
Oh yeah,
them.
the ice sneak. Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I like
But
that word shuck.
But yeah, that's a good word. One thing that they focus on is what's called the seafood pan roast.
Okay.
And it's all the ingredients I just described. It's this tomato cream, like Creole broth that's a little bit thickened, and then they dump a bunch of seafood in and they serve it to you.
Oh.
And you have some rice with it, and it amazes your mouth.
So, is it almost like a butter chicken type of thing, or like a stew?
It's more like it's between, yeah, it's like a stew,
Oh.
and it's phenomenal.
So, what did you call your dish?
Seafood pan roast.
Oh, but you didn't come with like a cool.
No, that's why I wanted to make a seafood pan roast.
Oh, okay.
And so I fucking crushed it today. And I made my own crab broth to put in there to go in. I brought king crab legs, and I shucked them or whatever.
Let's say shucked more.
And then I
Yeah.
took all the shells and I made a broth with it. And then I put the broth in with the cream and the tomatoes and all the stuff. And oh my God, it was good. My goodness.
When your wife ate it, was she like, "This is so shucking good"?
Cracked my second beer, just so you know. No, she didn't say that.
Oh, okay.
I was just wondering if you smelled anything.
No, I didn't smell it, but I mean, I do have a head cold, so I'm going to blame that.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen. Oh, wait. Something else happened to you on your trip.
Oh.
Okay, let's talk about your trip.
Do you want to do trip first?
Let's talk about your trip.
Sure.
Because we'll go trip, then we'll go top 5, then we'll go our game, which is called If People Weren't Stupid.
Oh, that'd be a good game.
Yeah. Or we can go in any other order that you'd like.
No, I think myself and the listeners both like that order.
Okay, so we'll start with Vacation Debrief. Tell everybody where you went.
Vacation all I ever want.
I was going to go a different version. I was going to go
Okay, at the same time, we'll sing our songs and we'll see if they're the same. Ready?
1, 2, 3. Holiday
Vacation,
road.
ever wanted. Vacation, having a getaway.
I went Holiday Road by Lindsey Buckingham, which is the theme for the vacation.
Which is the theme for the vacation movies, yeah.
Yeah, and you chose Vacation by the Go-Go's.
By the Dirty Heads?
By the Go-Go's?
Do I think by the Dirty Heads?
It's probably by the Go-Go's.
Oh, it is by the Go. I think the Dirty Heads just redid it.
I love when you look at stuff on the internet and you find out that I'm right.
Well, that's
It's my favorite part of the podcast.
I got to give you one every day or you'd be upset.
Pretty much.
I have to listen to the Dirty Heads. They redid it. Okay, so I and my wife went to Orlando, Florida
Yes.
for two things.
Two things. One is
Universal.
Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights.
Halloween Horror Nights.
I fucking hope you got scared shitless.
So I will... we've never been before.
Okay.
And as you know, I don't like scary movies.
I love it.
And my wife's doesn't really like scary movies either.
Shame on her.
However, I said, look, this is the Mona Lisa of haunted houses and scary parks, right?
It is.
So we have to go and partake. So it was just the entire week we were there. That was the one night it was going. So we landed. We got through the hotel. We stayed on the park at Universal.
Yeah.
We got there about
Universal or Disney?
We started at Universal.
Okay.
So we stayed there at the park. We got there about 6 o'clock at night. It opened at 6:30. We got on the bus. We marched ourselves over and got in there. So they shut down one of their main parks in Universal.
Which one? Islands of Adventure or the other one?
The other one, not Hollywood. The other one.
The other one sucks.
Yeah, yeah. There's the shittier one.
The shittier one.
So I got to give them this. The atmosphere they create throughout that entire park is unbelievable. Everything is dark. All the happy fun signs are gone.
Yeah.
And it is just scary music and fog and mist and just sounds of horror and fright being played everywhere as you walk around.
I love it.
So the just the out walking in yourself, you're like, oh man, look at your body immediately starts to tinglate as you know something wrong is happening. There are 9 haunted houses
Based on various movies and IPs.
Yeah, probably about half. So a lot of them are based off scary movies that Universal Earth has the plans to.
And here's the thing, if I may interject.
Please do.
Every year they pick specific movies, not general.
Correct.
Because one time they did one on Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers, and I'm like, that is the best Halloween movie ever. And they did it after one specific Halloween movie, not all of them combined into one, which I thought is amazing.
They did. They did very good that way.
They did Nope this time, did they?
I have a list.
Okay.
I wrote down a list. And let me go find it, yeah.
I thought Nope was one of them this year.
We have, in no particular order,
Okay.
there was Insidious, The Further,
Okay.
is what it was called.
Yep.
There are Ghostbusters, Frozen Empire,
Okay.
A Quiet Place
Yep.
from the movie.
That's awesome.
Universal Monsters, Eternal Bloodlines.
Like it.
There was Slaughter Cinema 2, which is kind of like a homebrew canon version that Universal Halloween Horror Nights has been playing throughout most of their times.
Gotcha.
It's like a B movie horror marathon.
Like it.
Of that one. There's Goblin's Feast, which is like a wooded goblin, they come to eat you type of thing.
Yeah.
There's Major Sweets Candy Factory, which is you were
Oh, that's creepy.
You're invited to chaperone a field trip at a candy factory, and then obviously
Shit goes wrong.
Things turn crazy. There is the Museum Deadly Exhibit.
Okay.
So you decide to visit a new folklore museum exhibit called the Rotting Stone, and then the evil escapes within and destroys everybody. There is Monstruosio, the monsters of Latin America.
That's crazy.
Which they had the names of these monsters, which I couldn't even try to pronounce for you. There was Triplets of Terror.
Oh, I don't like triplets.
You were invited to Barmy Triplets' birthday bash, but then they celebrate by recreating the murder of their families. And it's like girls in pink dresses with the bunny masks.
That's so
but
creepy.
covered in blood.
Oh, get out of here. I ain't going to
Yeah.
that.
That's in there. And that was the 9th one. So these are the big ones that are all set up that you can go to. Now, in the park itself, there are 7 different sections, which are just out in the open, and they're specifically themed for horror things. And they will have people and events who will just come out and chase you and freak you out. They're called scare zones.
Oh, scare zones.
So there's a rule. So there's the main road. That's just it's all walking. There's no vehicles, right? You're just walking through the path. They kind of set up. There's a road and then there's a sidewalk. So the kind of rule of thumb is, and they don't tell anyone this: if you're on the sidewalk, you're fair game. If you're on the road, you're fair game. But if you're on the sidewalk, they won't chase you.
Okay.
That's kind of the rule.
Oh,
that's there. So they had Enter Bloomhouse. So the Bloomhouse movies.
Yep.
The Grabber, Megan, the little dancing doll.
That would be creepy.
There was the Torture Fair, like a Renaissance fair, but they're torturing and murdering people.
Yeah.
There was Swamp of the Undead, so like backwater Louisiana zombie monsters.
That's scary shit.
Yep. There was Duality of Fear, so sinister, surreal, like those movies. That was there. And then the Demon Queens, which are like surreal from the movie Surreal, like, which again is more their something that haunted the Halloween Nights does.
Yeah,
like their version. I'd say like body horror demon monsters is the best way to describe it.
Okay. So you did all of these?
Yeah, you're just walking around and partaking.
And you did all 11?
We through all, well, no, so not all the haunted houses, and I'll get to that why, but all the scare zones, yes.
Okay.
And so it's cool. So the wife and I walk in.
Yeah.
We walk, and you first walk in, and there's a kind of a four-way crossing of the roads. And we were there maybe 6 minutes after opening. And there's just fucking people everywhere. But it's dark and it's scary.
I'm
and
turning
it's
the heat down just so I can't handle it.
Yeah, it's warm now.
It's too warm in here. I'm listening.
It's because you're getting excited. And it's dark and scary, and I can see there's an employee there who's like just standing in the corner that seems to be like with a little stick, like keeping people off the road. And I said, oh, maybe there's like a parade coming or something. So my wife and I just kind of stop and stand there. She's not telling anyone to move. She's just standing on the corner as if she was about to block the road. But she doesn't interact with anybody. She just stands there. So I was standing close by her. I'm still on the road. And I said, oh, this is weird. And we're there for maybe 10 minutes. And I finally see marching towards us, there's another employee with a stick marching. And beside her in rows of two are 8 people. And they're all fully garbed in what I can only describe as like Leatherface clothing.
Okay.
And they're all carrying chainsaws.
Oh, okay.
And they're all just marching quietly in rows by 2, following this one person. And she walks them into the intersection we are standing in. And there's the first intersection you walk into the park. And she walks them in, and she keeps walking, and they all stop and stand there. They don't move. They're still in their rows. They just stop. And they're standing there. So people are like, oh, taking pictures. Oh, because you can like look, they're covered in blood, and they got masks on. Their face are falling off, like they're full makeup of like a horror movie makeup.
Yeah.
And they're all carrying real chainsaws. And I was like, oh, cool. And then we just kind of wait, and nothing happens. And so we say, okay. And after a while, we're like, okay, we kind of go look at our phones again because we got to start booking the next haunted house we got to go to because you book it online. And for probably 2.5 minutes, nothing happens. They literally just stand there. And you think, okay, nothing happens. And then what would have been the 3-minute mark, he clicks, and you hear the revving of 9 chainsaws as they turn all of them on, and they all start chasing everybody.
Oh, my God.
They just crank all these chainsaws off and just turn and find you, and they fucking just start coming at you. And you just screams erupt of women and children and men, and everyone loses their fucking minds, and they just start running in all directions, and they chase you. And then for the rest of the night, they are hiding in corners of this intersection, and they'll like lay in wait, and you'll walk by, and they'll run, and they'll come and chase you and like run after you.
Oh, my God.
And that's one of them. So that's just that one scare tactics.
Oh, my goodness.
So that happens in several different places throughout the horror night of all different kinds. And it was awesome. Like some you would scare it, and you'd go in there and you just find, after a while, you go stand on the sidewalk and you would just sit and watch these people just scare the shit out of people walking by. My wife and I were standing in the one of the surreal horror sisters that were like giving a speech on a platform. They all looked like decrepit and they're all being scary. But there's a bunch of like cloaked monsters who walk around like quietly and jump out at you. And I was standing beside my wife, and I saw a big tall one all in black kind of comes up, and they see me see them. And so I kind of look at my wife, and I look at him, and she doesn't know what's going on. And I can tell this person knows what I'm thinking. So they get like right behind my wife, like 2 inches. And I kind of saddle off to the side a little bit because I'm like, okay, here we go. She's going to lose her fucking mind. And for like 20 seconds. She doesn't move. She's still watching the show. And then she just slowly turns around and looks at him. She goes, "Oh, hey." She turns around and looks back.
Get out of town.
Didn't jump once. And me and this monster man, we're like, "Oh, okay. Well, moving on." Haunted houses themselves. Okay, here's the problem with Halloween Horror Nights.
Okay.
We only got to go to 3 of the 9.
Just 'cause they're so busy.
Because it is about an hour and a half wait to get into any of them.
That's crazy.
It's unbelievable. So it's just the people are, the lines are insane. So you would stand for an hour and a half to get in, and it is what it is. And there is a fast pass that you can buy strictly for that night.
Yeah.
To go through which would have saved, you could have walked right in if you got the fast pass. Easily, you could have walked right in.
Okay.
How much would you have paid for a fast pass per ticket for just that 4 hours that night?
$120.
$250 American per person.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
on
for
a
the
crush.
fast pass. So we didn't buy it because I'm like, I'm not paying $500 American for a fast. That's insane. But it just depends on what you want, right? If that's the only thing you're doing that whole week, and you want to experience all of them, you have to, because there's no other way you're going to go to all of them.
That's insanity.
Yeah. So we did 3. We did the Ghostbusters. We did the Goblins. What we did? We did the one I talked about already, the museum one. Yeah, but they're as ridiculous or insane as you can imagine. They're all full actors, full props, giant warehouses built to be these things, and it's just constant.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it was scary as shit.
How many times did you go? Ah!
Probably lots. I got more scared in the scare zones, because you know it's happening in the haunted house when you go in there. You know something's going to jump out at you. But the scare zones, it's so misty and foggy, you can't see anything. And these people they know where to hide, they know when to come out, and they just jump out or come grab at you, and it's just, you're like, "Ah, Jesus, fucking."
Did you ever take a swing at one of them?
No.
Did you when I get really scared, like my wife scares me,
You attack.
I attack. She's been on the wrong end of a couple of those before.
You beat your wife. You have to imagine that these people, these actors, have been attacked before, right? Like it just has to come with the territory, because someone is going to just lash out instinctively.
Yeah. Here's my problem with this whole premise.
Yeah.
And I'm a horror movie
love
buff.
it. Yeah.
The problem is I'm a horror movie buff.
Right.
And I don't think I'm in a park watching haunted houses. I think there's someone in this park who's insane, killing people.
Yeah.
And nobody knows about it except for me.
Did we just come up with a great movie plot?
It's already been done.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was.
It's already been done.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought we had something.
No, we didn't. That's why I'm like, there's going to be a crazy person here. And because you said there's chainsaws and people screaming, you wouldn't even know if there was a psychopath there.
And that's the thing. If one of the actors started viscerally killing someone, I would assume it's a part of the show.
Yeah.
And that was an actor being murdered.
I'm jealous that you got to do that, but I know that I don't think I could have, just because of that.
Fair. And fair.
I commend your bravery, sir.
I will give you an example. Okay. In one of the haunted houses,
yeah,
you walk past a little to your enclosed space to your left, and there's like a fake old timey surgery room, right? Yeah. There is a person, a live person, laying on tied to the tin bed, freaking out, and there is the evil deranged doctor person that's standing above them. He reaches down and grabs the top of their head as you walk by and rips the skin off their face and holds it up to you as the person now with a bloody skull face starts screaming their mask off as he holds up the rubber skin and goes, "Meh, meh, meh, meh."
Oh my God.
As you walk by. It's legit. It is very much.
They don't mess around.
No, they don't. If you like haunted houses and you can go to Universal's Halloween Horror Nights, it is the mecca of that.
Oh,
I don't know if I'd go back because it was quite scary. But
you did it, and I did impressed.
I did it. I worked my way through it, and then we went to Disneyland.
Oh,
Disney World.
This is the second thing you wanted to do.
Yeah.
And so you were there for how many days to do Disneyland?
So we did 6 days. We did 2 in Universal because we went on the rides, and then we did 2.5-ish, whatever.
So which parks did you choose?
So in 2.5 days, we did Epcot.
Yep.
We did Magic Kingdom.
Yep.
We did Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
And we did Hollywood.
Okay, so you got to all 4.
There's 5. There's a 5th one we didn't go to.
What's the 5th one?
I don't remember.
There's no 5th one.
You sure?
Yeah, that's all.
I think we missed one.
Epcot, Animal Kingdom,
Yeah.
Magic Kingdom.
the water park.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
by the
mountain.
way, there's 2 water parks.
Oh, yeah, we didn't go to those.
There's one called Blizzard Beach, and it's like its main thing is there's a ski jump and it's a slide
okay.
or whatever, and everything's ski based, right? You're like going down ski trails.
Okay.
But the other one's called Typhoon Lagoon.
Yes, Typhoon Lagoon.
and it's got the best wave pool I've ever been to in my entire life.
Ooh.
And they've got water coasters there where you sit on like a mat or whatever, and you go down, but then it shoots you back up like it's like a roller coaster but on water. It's really cool. Yeah.
And sorry, to back up just 2 bits, because
Yes.
I think
please.
it's interesting. To go back to Universal.
Yeah.
So in May of this coming year,
Yep.
they are opening up their 3rd park in Universal called
Yes.
Universal Epic Universe.
Okay, what is that?
So May 22nd it opens up.
Okay, what is it?
So this is going to be their new big push with Islands of Adventure and Volcano Bay, and they have 5, I think, places. They have another Harry Potter world. This one is
third one?
Yeah, this one's going to be the Ministry of Magic.
Okay.
So this one they're doing the 1920s early parts of the Ministry of Magic for that world.
Okay.
This is going to have their Super Nintendo world.
Oh yeah, they don't have it yet.
No, so it's going to be the Super Nintendo. There's going to be the big Mario Kart ride.
Yep.
And then there's a big Donkey Kong Country built into this one as well.
Okay, cool.
In the Super Mario world, there is a massive How to Train Your Dragon called Isle of Berk
Okay.
place. So you can, and there is a gigantic roller coaster they're building in this place, because we saw the model outline.
Yeah.
And a massive roller coaster.
Okay.
In the How to Train Your Dragon. So that one's going to be a big one. They have the Dark Universe.
Oh, I like that.
So experiments from Dr. Victoria Frankenstein. So it's like shadowy landscapes. They built like a dark forest and all this kind of stuff. So that's going to be the old monsters. And then there's Celestial Park, which is like a less green world with entertainment. And there's a giant hotel they're building and all that kind of stuff there. So that they had prepped, and they were just already selling merchandise for it, of course, even though it's not open. But that opens up in May.
So, okay, here's the park. I'm going to draw this out for you. This is the shitty park, okay?
Yeah. That's what it'll look like when you walk in.
Okay, that looks cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I dig that. Okay,
Yeah.
here, there's a giant lake.
Yes, there is.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is right there now?
That is Jurassic Park land, and that's the Velociraptor ride.
Okay, so I'm a little upset about this.
Okay.
I'll tell you why.
Okay.
Last time I was to Disney World / Universal Studios in Florida, you know what that area was?
What?
That was the Jaws ride.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And you know what it was? Because I saw the old track in the water that's now just covered over with algae.
I'm telling you, man, that Jaws ride was legit.
I went on it.
Did you go on it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it.
Because I went to Universal 23 years ago.
Yeah.
And they still had Jaws back then. I did find your friend, and I sent you a video.
I did. I'm going to post that on our social media.
Oh, social media video pictures of us?
Yes, right.
Over time down there?
Yes.
Yeah. But that Velociraptor ride, by the way, a fantastic roller coaster. Like, better than the Jaws ride. It was a lot of fun.
I've heard good things about that Velociraptor ride.
Yeah, it's a really good roller coaster, actually.
Which is weird because they got Jurassic Park there, but they also got a Jurassic Park area in Islands of Adventure. When I was there last, there was a Jurassic World area.
Yeah.
I don't like
I think they've combined them, honestly. Like, there seems like 2 big entrances now.
Okay.
So I think they put them together.
So the parks are one now.
Yeah, you can basically walk through, get to one to the other pretty quick.
What was your favorite haunted house / scare tactic thing?
You know what? Actually, the Ghostbusters was pretty good.
Oh, was it good?
Yeah. They put a lot into that, and they made it scary.
Did they really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's you'd think it'd be more of a kind of like la 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 la.
Yeah.
No, they have people on, because I don't know if you saw the Dark Empire, that movie, The
Yeah.
Frozen Empire, whatever it's called, and the big lanky horned monster is the big bad guy in it. Mm-hmm. So they have those in there, that like people on stilts 12 feet in the air, like coming out of the ceiling and like grabbing you, and that kind of like, it's pretty scary.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I dig it.
But it was well put together.
How did they do like proton pack shooting things?
So they'd come out in full gear.
Yeah.
And they would beat up like against the wall.
Yeah.
And they would fire it, and then the wall had the lighting, so they'd fire it, and then it would go up like a streak out from the wall.
I dig it.
Yeah. They did a good job putting it together.
Let's talk about Walt Disney World.
Oh, Walt.
So a bunch of rides have been there since you were last there, I imagine.
Oh, yeah.
So what new ones did you try that you enjoyed? Have you done Rise of the Resistance before?
In Disneyland, we did.
Which one's better,
Yes.
Disneyland or Disney World?
It's the exact same ride.
Okay, because you know what? True story.
Yeah.
Every ride I've tried that has been shared between both parks,
Yeah.
I like the Disneyland version more.
Why?
They're just better. The Splash Mountain, the Splash Mountain's better. The Pirates of the Caribbean's 1,000 times better. The Tower of Terror is the one exception. The Tower of Terror in Walt Disney World was better than the Disneyland one.
Because the Disneyland one is now Guardians of the Galaxy ride.
But even when it was a Tower of Terror,
Yeah.
it was still better.
Yeah, the Disney World Tower of Terror is very good.
It's very good.
I'm pulling up some of my
Big Thunder Mountain's better at Disneyland.
So it's not Big Thunder Mountain anymore. Now it's Tiana's.
No, it's Splash Mountain. Splash Mountain.
Sorry. Yes.
Splash Mountain's called Tiana's Bayou Adventure.
Yes, Bayou Adventure. Thank you.
Yeah.
We did which is actually it was a good ride. That's like a 10-minute ride.
It always was, though.
The Avatar.
Yes, I
rides.
never tried that. How's that?
It is good. It's the video. Like it's not a roller coaster. You're on the video watching, but they do a very good job. Like it's the 4D one.
What about the riverboat, though? That riverboat looks probably pretty cool, I imagine.
From Tiana's?
No, from Avatar.
It's cool, but it's very chill. Like you're just on a slow moving boat that goes.
I thought it'd be like just sensory overload with cool shit.
Yeah, you're basically going through a small river of just covered in the Pandora world.
See, I appreciate
and some quiet music, but that's it.
I appreciate a good dark ride, a Disney dark ride.
It is it's dark and chill and cool.
Yeah, I like those. My favorite roller coaster of all time is Expedition Everest.
Yeah, we did that one.
I fucking love that one.
With the Yeti chasing you around the mountain the whole way.
It's so fun. Did you know that Yeti used to move? In there, it used to move, but it was built so top heavy that it keeps breaking down and they can't fix it.
Oh, now they do like they built in the glass picture that they have for now. Everything now.
Is that what they do?
So now you have like the shadow move and it looks like it's there, but it's basically a TV now.
So they had a guy that used to swing at you, but he was so
now
top heavy he can't do it.
Now it's not there like that anymore. We did we did the Rise of the Skywalker, which is always good.
Oh yeah.
We did the Avatar rides. We did This Is a Small World After All because my mother yelled at me. She wanted me to go do it.
Yeah, you got to do it.
And we went and did that one. We did the Ratatouille in Epic, which was actually pretty good.
That is one they don't have in Disneyland, and I would love to see that ride.
It was actually a pretty good ride. You're basically a rat.
Did you
in the kitchen?
Ahead. Yeah, which is cool.
Yeah,
did you do the Tron ride?
We did the Tron roller coaster.
Tell me about the Tron ride.
It's a lot of fun. They fire you out of that thing, and it's weird. Like you get into a bike, and then it kind of locks you in this haphazard. You don't feel like. Because it's a roller coaster.
Feels like an airplane.
And you're like, well, you don't feel like you're going to be ready for a roller coaster, right? Like you're just kind of half laying there and this thing's kind of laying on your back to hold you down. But it doesn't feel like you're set up to be safe in a roller coaster. And this fucking thing just pulls you in the corner and locks you up and it says, oh, prepare to be digitized. And then it fires you at fucking 60 miles an hour in 2 seconds out of the building over an overarching roller that goes around the building outside, and then you go back into the building and it goes completely dark, and then you go into a digitized world, kind of like how Star Mountain in the dark is.
Yeah.
And you basically finish the roller coaster in there. And it is a blast. It's a really fun roller coaster.
Is that one better than the new Guardians roller coaster?
I didn't go on it.
What?
Yeah. That was the ride we missed. Out of all the rides we hit, we missed the Guardians of the Galaxy roller coaster.
Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, everyone seemed it was really good, but the Trons were great. You know, the one thing that really blows me away from is just how fucking well they run Disney World. Because it's massive. Like it's got a bigger footprint than San Francisco.
Yeah,
right. It's gigantic, but just from people in to getting people out. To like how they have that all fucking set up and running, it's a work of magic.
Except, and this is going off my 2022 version of Disneyland. I was really tired. Like when I'm on a vacation, I want to be on a vacation. I was tired that I had to be on my app all the time.
Oh yeah, the app
to order food, to book your rides, to see where characters are, to see where the photo spots are.
Yeah.
I was just like, I just don't want to be on my phone here, man.
I agree with you, and you have to do it for every fucking ride. However, the benefit is no lines.
Yeah.
Right? They've made you commit to this, and there is no lines at these rides.
Yeah.
If you're doing the Fast Pass.
Yeah, that's fair.
By the way, the Fast Pass for Universal and for Disney, buy it. Absolutely worth the money.
Oh, you always get it for Disney. I've never got it for Universal, though.
Yeah, for Universal, it wasn't that bad. Like an extra $80 for the rides. And we walked on every ride.
I went to Universal in November in Hollywood, and there was no lines at all, which was nice. But Disneyland, we definitely got the lightning.
Get it in Disneyland. I promise you, it is worth the money.
You have to,
and your life will be so much simpler.
Yeah.
So yeah, overall, we had a great time. Some of our family went down there, so we got to hang out with them too. Yeah, we had a good time. So,
how did your nephew like it?
Oh, he loved it. He's 7, and we brought him on every roller coaster. We put him on Tron.
Did you?
We put him on every single roller coaster, and he loved it. Yeah,
that's awesome, dude.
Yeah, so we got him hooked early, which I like.
That's awesome.
I taught him how to raise his arms on a roller coaster because he was just squeezing and hanging on. I'm like, no, I'm like, put your arms up in the air when you go down. And he just puts his arms up, and then he every roller coaster he got on, his arms immediately went up in the air, and he just stayed there like that the whole ride.
That's awesome.
So that was fun.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah. You had a good time there.
Yeah, we had a great time. That was Disneyland Universal.
I see you broke your phone in Disneyland.
Oh, fuck. No, I broke it. So I was pooping.
Wow, this is going to be a story.
In the hotel before flying out.
Yeah.
And my foldable phone, which I loved, you just fold it a little tiny bit, and then you set it down, and it stands up on its own because it's folded. And you can sit there and watch your videos in peace while you poop.
Absolutely, as one does.
And I was in the hotel bathroom, and I went to, I don't know, move it or replace it or change the video or something, and I just knocked it. And it's in a case, but it fell, and because I just had it open a little bit, it fell directly on the open corner and smash. Everything is fucked.
Oh, that's no good.
So, and we were flying out that morning. So then I was pissed, but then I had to have a phone because, as you said, if you go to Disneyland Universal, you need a phone to go do anything there.
Yeah.
So, I mean, my wife was very good about it. I was being a pissy bitch because I was just super upset. But we started driving around the city last minute, gonna buy a brand new phone. So here I am now with my Google Pixel 9.
There it is.
Which doesn't fold at all.
I like the color, though.
Yeah, it's just a phone. I mean, it's a really good phone. I always said I'd go back to a Pixel, but it's not a folder phone.
You could have splurged for the Pixel Fold, but that doesn't flip that way.
They didn't have it. Well, the fold and the flip.
Yeah.
And I could have bought a new flip, but it was $580 more expensive than this phone.
Yeah.
And this phone was already ridiculous.
Yeah, it's already.
So I bought that. That was my
because I was on our account and I got a notification. A new Pixel 9 is logged into your Radical Apathy account. I'm like, that's a weird thing to do.
That's new.
That's weird. And so I texted you and you didn't tell me you're pooping, but
that's what I was doing. I wanted to tell everyone.
I'm sorry that it happened, but I'm also happy you're in the Pixel family.
I'm back to the Google family. I returned.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our top 5.
Top 5.
And here we are. Listen, Tanner, I'm really excited about this. Not really. I lied to you. I'm excited about our game. But I think this is a fun one.
Okay.
All right.
Yep.
Top 5 highly anticipated video games that were announced, but then got canceled.
Oh, I like that top 5.
And so I'm going to see if you, because I don't know all of them.
Okay.
I'm going to see if you know them all.
Okay. I'll do better at this than your name 19 actors in 1920 movies.
Yes, and if you guess some of these, this is amazing. And
okay.
First off, do you have any guesses? I'll tell you if they're in the.
Oh, I've got a bunch jumbled in my head.
Guess a couple, and I'll tell you if they're in the top 5.
Well, give me the developer. Like, give me the lead up. Like, it was announced on this day. Give me the developer if you have
I've got the announced date for most of them. I don't have the developer for everyone. I got one from Lionhead Studios, one from Bethesda, one from Konami, one from.
Okay, we'll start at number 5.
Let's start at number 5.
Top 5.
I got an honorable mention first.
You got what? Sorry,
an honorable mention first because it was announced, then it was canceled.
Yeah,
and then it got re-announced.
Okay. Re-announced. Okay. So it's still announced. Okay.
In 2018, Metroid 4 Prime 4 was announced for the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
And then a year later in 2019, they said, no, fuck it, we don't like it, we're canceling it.
Yeah.
And everyone was devastated. But then in June of this year, they re-announced Metroid Prime 4.
Yes.
And it's going to be released in 2025. I'm assuming on the Switch because it's going to run like...
No, what I bet you is going to be a Switch 2 launch title.
Yes, that's what I think it's going to be too. They'll probably make both versions, but it'll be a launch title.
Because it will be backwards compatible. Yeah. But it'll be a launch title for Switch 2 because that's going to sell units.
It's going to sell the units, my man.
Yep. I'll buy it for it.
Just for that?
Yep.
Number 5.
Number 5.
Fable Legends.
Yes, Lionhead.
Lionhead Studios. So this is a multiplayer game announced in 2013.
Yeah.
This game garnered significant buzz. Okay,
It did?
upon its
Yeah.
release, yes. But eventually it was canceled in 2016 when Microsoft shut down Lionhead Studios.
Yes. And it was basically turning into a bigger cell phone game, like on rails cell phone game multiplayer shit show.
Okay.
So they canned it.
They canned it.
Yeah. Like it wasn't like the new Fable that's announced now, but yeah, people saw it and like, oh, that looks cool. Then they kind of saw it again. They're like, oh no, this is just a fucking cell phone game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Fable
Yeah.
Legends, number 5.
Yeah.
Number 4, Prey 2.
Oh, that one makes me sad actually.
So Prey, so here's fun for it. So for people who don't know, the Prey exists in the Predator universe. Okay.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. It's a Predator game.
Okay.
So Prey 2, yeah, is a sequel to the critically acclaimed 2006 game Prey. Fun fact, they made a Predator movie also called Prey on
They
Disney
did.
Plus.
Yeah.
Or it was actually
no
Hulu,
connection, but yeah.
no connection. But it's still
Actually, ironically, Prey, the Predator movie, is about Aboriginals
Yeah.
fighting and in the original Prey video game in 2006, you play a Native American who fights the aliens.
yes, which I think that's why they called it Prey and all
Tommy
that shit.
something,
Yeah.
yeah.
So this was announced in 2008. Unfortunately, it was canceled in 2014 due to changes that happened at Bethesda Studios. They just canned it.
Yeah, fucking Bethesda.
But apparently, it's very, very.
So did you play the Prey 20 whatever game?
I didn't. No.
The remake of it?
No.
Great game.
Yeah.
Great. You go to a space station. You're fighting crazy space monsters. It's first person. A lot of fun. So that when the Prey 2 was going to come, people were super excited for it. And yeah, then they shut it down.
That's bullshit.
Yeah. It would have been a good one.
That's bullshit, man. This third one I really wanted to play.
Number 3.
I really wanted to play this, but I didn't get the demo in time.
Silent Hill?
Yeah. Silent Hills.
Silent Hills. Sorry, with Norman Reedus.
Silent Hills game. This is from Hideo Kojima. And what's his name? Del Toro. The
Guillermo del Toro.
Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah.
The director.
And Norman Reedus.
And Norman Reedus was in it.
Yeah.
Okay. This was revealed in 2014 with a playable demo called PT.
PT? Playable trailer.
I didn't get it in time.
You didn't play PT?
The idea of it was you were in this hallway and you'd walk through a door and you'd go through something and you'd finish this section of rooms or hallways or whatever.
It was one L-shaped hallway.
Yeah, and then you'd go through the end door and you'd be at the beginning again, and then something would be different the next time, and then something would be different, and then more different, and then more different.
Yeah.
And then it would fuck you up.
It was just scary.
It was scary.
Yeah.
And I never got to play it.
And then
Tell me more about it.
If you did they just dropped it, and you would have to do certain things. You'd have to answer a phone this time. You'd have to look in the bathroom this time. You'd have to talk to the bag at this time. Certain things as they go to keep, but they didn't tell anyone else. So it took a while for people to figure it out. Yeah. But then the whole point was, at the end of it, if they did it correctly, then it showed a trailer of a digital Norman Reedus walking into a foggy street, and the camera like panned up behind him and showed him looking over his shoulder as a digital Norman Reedus, and then it came up as Silent Hills. But it took probably 2.5 weeks for that to happen.
Yeah.
So people lost their shit. Because, Guillermo del Toro, Norman Reedus was still pretty big right there at the time, and Hideo Kojima coming on for Silent Hills. Like, people were fucking jamming for it.
And then Norman Reedus and Hideo Kojima, they take team for Death Stranding.
They went on to Death Stranding.
I never played Death Stranding, even though I'm a big Kojima fan.
It is very fucking Kojima.
Listen, I love the Metal Gear Solid games with all my life. So
it's not that.
No, I heard that half the fucking thing I have to stand up and keep balance.
It's a walking simulator.
Yeah, that's no fun.
Is what it is, and some people really like it. I don't know if you would like it, honestly.
I don't like walking.
Yeah, I don't think you would like it as a game.
No.
But yes,
I downloaded it.
It didn't happen.
Free on the PlayStation Pass or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Never played it.
No, you can skip it. But Silent Hills. Yeah, right.
Yep.
Yeah, I was sad that one. That could have been cool.
And this was canceled and pulled off the demo after there was a falling out between Kojima.
Yeah, Kojima
and
dropped him, and he left.
Yeah. Number 2, StarCraft Ghost.
Oh, a lot of people are gonna. I bet you Kyle, our last guest, is gonna be very upset about this one.
So this was a third-person action game. The story of Nova, a highly skilled operative with psychic abilities.
And a ponytail.
I don't know nothing about StarCraft Ghost, except what I'm reading now. There was great feedback from beta testers for this game, but Blizzard, the developer, canceled this in 2014 due to creative differences.
Would you say that it was shucked?
You got shucked.
We're just going to shuck this one.
This one shucked us. StarCraft Ghost. Tell me more about StarCraft.
Oh, man.
Because some of these games I've never played.
You're right. StarCraft is an RTS, a real-time strategy, where, Warcraft, like World of Warcraft.
Yep.
So Warcraft was the fantasy RTS. That's how it started.
Okay.
Where you picked your orcs or your humans, and you're above the land, and you have your units go and fight each other, like how tabletop, like what Cal talked about here, digitally. And then they had the Warcraft, the fantasy world, and then they made StarCraft, which is the science fiction version of all of that. So it's just that, but in space with that. So StarCraft 2 is still considered the greatest RTS ever made. Like, it still has a huge concurrent player base on Steam. Any of like Kyle and any people that do tabletops, like that's the jam.
That's the jam.
So StarCraft Ghosts was picking one of the main characters, what's her face there, who was in the kind of the storyline of StarCraft 2, and you were going to play a third-person shooter with her in StarCraft Ghost.
Interesting. Number one.
Number one of the top 5.
Do you have any guess?
Do you know the developer of that one?
The developer was... I don't have the developer.
Number one. Let me think here.
I don't have the year on this either.
Of announced and then
It was
killed.
part 3 of a series.
Oh, part 3.
And I don't know if this article that I was reading, maybe it was an old article. Maybe this game's out now. I don't know.
Okay. Hit me with it.
Half-Life 3.
Oh, Half-Life 3. Fucking Jesus. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't like ever... Okay, go ahead. Tell me your thing.
Half-Life 3, long-awaited sequel to Half-Life 2. It's been subject to endless speculation and fan theories. Oh, it was by Valve. Sorry.
Yeah, it's Valve.
Valve has never officially announced or confirmed its existence,
Which is what I was going to say.
they've never officially denied its existence.
Correct.
Okay, so it's kind of both. But many fans believe that the project was eventually canceled due to various development challenges.
Yeah. So, I mean, Half-Life is a genre changer in storytelling.
Okay.
It came out in 1998. Valve, this was their big flagship game. First-person shooter, coming on the heels of like the Dooms and the N64s, the GoldenEyes, and that kind of thing. But it was the first one, and I remember playing it in 1998. I remember sitting on my computer and getting the orange box, which was a kind of a bundle, and playing Half-Life for the first time, and realizing that you can tell a story while playing a first-person shooter.
Yeah, that was rare back in the day, and that's why
It was so rare back
That's
in the
why I
day.
didn't like them very much.
It blew you away, because the first 30 minutes is just you going to work. It's just you going to work in a secret facility, like you're on a tram and you're signing in and you're putting on your lab coat. Like you're just like, I was like, what is happening? Like that was such a shocker back then. Huge. Half-Life 2 came out a decade and a while later. Graphical, unbelievable. The gravity gun using physics-based engine. The story was 10 times bigger, and it was just a ballpark game. 10 out of 10. People lost their minds. It's still a great game to play today. You can go play it now. Then they started releasing a couple episodes. The episodic content was just really big back then, and they released episodes 1 and 2, which left a huge cliffhanger at episode 2 for the story.
Yeah.
And that was it. And that was probably 2007.
And they just haven't made anything.
And they haven't touched it since.
Stupid Valve.
Well, Valve owns Steam.
Yes, they do.
On computers. So they make $1 billion a day.
Yeah.
So they don't really have to make... And Gabe Newell, who owns Valve, Big Papa Gabe, he's like you said, he'll never say we're not making it or we're making it. because I mean they do have a games development unit in Valve. They haven't made they made Portal, the Portal series.
Yep.
They've made a whole lot since. They just did the recent VR.
They don't need to make games. Other people are making them for them.
Yeah, and paying them all the money to put them on their thing.
And I just mentioned earlier how much it costs to develop these games.
Unbelievable. But Gabe also has all the money in the world. I think it will happen, but it has to be. Gabe will only make Half-Life 3 if the thing happens technology-wise that they get to sell. Like Half-Life 2 was a huge graphical update, and they got the gravity gun for the physics-based fun, which created the Portal games, which was huge. There's a groundbreaking at the time. So unless they find that thing to make it, he will not make Half-Life 3.
How many video games do you own?
Do I own?
What do you think? What's your budget for video games every year?
I can tell you, because you can go on to Steam. I've had a Steam account since 2004. So over 20 years.
Wow.
So you can go on to Steam and you can see the total amount that you have paid for the entire time you've had an account.
That's a scary number.
It is. But I broke it down, and month by month for 20 years, I paid 80 cents a month.
Yeah, that's how I rationalize buying a new phone or something.
Yeah.
I said to my wife, would you pay $1 a day to use your new phone?
Yeah.
She's like, or $2 a day or whatever.
Yeah.
She's like, yeah. I go, yeah, so what are we talking about?
Then we're fine.
Let's get a fucking phone.
So 80 cents a month for 20 years has given me my hobby, and that's all it's cost me.
That's a lot of time.
Yeah. And I'm
on that platform.
Only on that platform. Yeah, I'm not talking about the other platforms.
If you got Steam, what's the point of having a PlayStation, though?
I play Steam way more.
I was going to say, just the PlayStation exclusives. I mean, that's the only reason to have a PlayStation.
It is the only reason I have them, is to play the exclusives.
Yeah. I don't think it's worth it anymore. I think that PlayStation, that's the end of my PlayStation.
It's getting to the point where it is tough.
I'm not playing Steam either. Like I said, I'm just going to go to the Switch 2 and then kind of just roll with Nintendo from now on.
Yeah. No, I think that's a good point.
That's my top five.
That's a great top five, Corbin. Good talk about top five.
Hope you liked it.
Top five.
Our gravelly singing voices.
Top five.
That was our top five.
Ooh.
Top five. We got a game today.
We do have a game, and I'm excited for the game because it's supposed to be a cool game.
It's going to be a long game, though.
Good.
Okay.
Time.
The game is called If People Weren't Stupid.
If people weren't stupid.
If people weren't stupid.
Okay.
And today's topic so the idea behind the game is people did something stupid, but if they didn't do something stupid, this is what I would have done.
Okay.
Okay. So today's topic for today's game, If People Were Stupid, is from my lifetime on.
So
I'm going to
dozens and dozens and dozens of years.
Dozens and dozens and dozens of years. I'm selecting specific years where some film won a Best Picture, and I'm telling you what I think should have won.
Oh, I like that. Okay.
And then I'm going to have you follow along on this website.
Yep.
And you can tell me what your pick would have been if it was different.
So these are Academy Awards for pictures?
The Academy Awards for Best Picture. And we're starting with 1978.
Okay. That's a great year.
That's technically when I'm starting. That's not my first year that I have a contention with.
Right.
The first year I have a contention is 1981. So flip up to 1981. Let me know when you're caught up. This means a lot to me because...
Why is it all put... Oh, there you go.
Because what I find is some fucking art house picture wins Best Picture instead of something that engaged... I think something that engaged the audience on a massive scale.
Yes.
Or something that, and I'll talk about some of these pictures.
Okay.
Some of them that really showed me what a great character was should be the one who takes home the prize. And nowadays it's just a bunch of fucking lobbying and bullshit, and I don't agree with any of it. We're starting with 1981. The winner of Best
1981.
81.
Okay.
So we're starting from my lifetime, but the first year I have a point of contention.
I see.
We're not going every single year. It's only the years I have a pissing match to fight with.
Okay. So I'm going to the 53rd Academy Awards.
The 53rd Academy Awards, where the winner of Best Picture was Chariots of Fire, a movie about two runners that overcome various obstacles. One being,
this is where the song.
That's where, yeah, exactly. Chariots of Fire, because they did a slow motion version of them crossing the finish line.
Yeah.
And fun fact, Chariots of Fire is the first song I played when I went to a guitar festival, and I won third place. So.
That sounds like such a made-up fucking point.
It's true story. True story. But fuck Chariots of Fire. I don't care what you gave me in my lifetime. Listen, the Best Picture in 1981 First off, there's a couple good ones. Like Reds was amazing. On Golden Pond.
Warren Beatty.
Warren
on
Beatty.
Reds.
Yeah. On Golden Pond was one of my favorite movies when I was a kid.
Okay.
It broke your heart, but it's a good movie. But let's face it, Raiders of the Lost Ark was the best movie that year, and it still fucking is.
Yep.
Nobody's talking about Chariots of Fire today.
No.
Nobody's talking about Reds.
Disney's not buying the rights to Chariots of Fire for $4 billion.
No. Are they really buying the rights to Indiana Jones for $4 billion?
Well, it was part of the Star Wars deal.
Oh, was it? Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, nobody gives a fuck about those movies.
Nope.
And that's another litmus test. If nobody gives a fuck about those movies anymore, they're not the best picture.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
All
No,
right.
I agree.
The winner of that year, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I confirm. Raiders of the Lost Ark should have won that one. Yes.
The next one I have a bone of contention with is 1989.
What? How many Academy Awards was that?
It's the year 19. The site that you're on literally tells you the year. The link that I gave you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm with you. Yeah.
1989, the 62nd Academy Awards.
Yeah.
Driving Miss Daisy won. Now, I have a small soft spot because the guy who produced this movie also produced Jaws. But besides that, there's nothing redeeming about this movie. This is about a guy that drives around this old lady and she bitches all the time, and then they became friends. Whatever. Whatever.
Okay.
The best movie that year was Dead Poets Society.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Robin Williams, Ethan Hawke, Brendan Fraser.
Oh, I keep forgetting Brendan Fraser's in that movie.
Like that movie. Now, I haven't seen it in a long time, but I remember that the emotional impact it gave me of these kids engaging with a teacher for the first time, and kind of it was a celebration for me. I don't know. I just liked it. You can take a look at the other nominees. Tell me if you disagree with what I said. If you think it's anything but Dead Poets Society.
Field of Dreams. We can talk about that.
Listen, you know I'm a baseball nut.
Yeah. That's a Field of Dreams, buddy.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good movie. But Dead Poets Society is better.
Captain, My Captain. Right? That's that movie, right? They stand on the desks?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Stand on the desks.
I know what I'm talking
Born on the 4th of July with Tom Cruise. That's a good one as well.
Ooh, 4th of July is a good one.
My Left Foot with...
My Left Foot.
My Left Foot with... What's his name?
The actor.
Daniel Day-Lewis.
Yeah.
Was good
The actor.
The actor. Okay, the next year, which is the
Field of
biggest...
Dreams, though. Okay.
The next year is the biggest atrocity I've ever seen in my
Super
entire
upset
life.
about this one.
The winner of that 1990 Academy Award for Best Picture was
1990?
1990.
Okay.
Was Dances with Wolves. Okay, and I'm not taking anything away of Dances with Wolves, but take a look at the bottom of that category, the movie that's in there.
Against Dances with Wolves in 1990, he had Awakenings.
Good movie.
Ghost.
Ghost, awesome movie.
The Godfather Part 3.
But the creme de la creme of that year of movies.
And it was against Goodfellas.
Fucking Goodfellas.
Oh, man.
Guess what? Take a look. Other than Ghost,
Yeah.
who's talking about any of these movies right now? It's Goodfellas, and it's not even close.
Well, and Goodfellas has been memed to nothing.
Goodfellas. So there's another gangster movie in this list.
Yeah,
and Goodfellas is the greatest gangster movie I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's way better than Godfather Part 3.
You know what? I don't even mind Godfather Part 3. I love the Godfather trilogy, but this Goodfellas did something that all his other. It's the first time that I remember in a Martin Scorsese movie where there was breaking the fourth wall. The characters would talk to the camera. They'd explain this world they live in. They had the smallest, scariest gangster,
little gangster man,
Joe Pesci.
Wait, you think I'm a clown to you?
I'm funny.
Do I amuse you? Do I make you
amuse
laugh?
Do I make you laugh?
I don't know if that's a very good Pesci impression.
Well, it's not bad.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because you got a cold.
Yeah, let's blame that.
Listen, the deaths in this movie are... you're just like, oh my God.
They're real.
And this is based on a true story as well. Hank Hill.
Wise guy.
Wise guy. He was in the relocation program. And this is his actual story, and it's phenomenal. Goodfellas, best movie I saw that year. What do you think?
Yeah. I don't think it's a question. I mean, Dance with Wolves, while it is a good movie, it's not Goodfellas. Like,
it's not Goodfellas.
You're right. A lot of this, I mean, obviously looking back on this is different than it being in 1990, but you can't tell me that people were not upset that fucking Goodfellas didn't come in to beat Dance. I wonder if The Godfather muddied the waters for the gangster movie that year. Like, did that pull too many votes away from Goodfellas?
I'm guessing because The Godfather was in there also. It probably split it apart a little bit.
Split the vote.
Split the vote,
Yeah.
and then Dances with fucking Wolves
Came
won.
in. Yeah, I bet that's what it was.
Oh God, Dances with Wolves.
Some bitch. Okay, what other year?
3 hours. Okay, my next year that I have to gripe with is 1992.
I literally scrolled to it before you said it.
Now, 1992.
I'm going to
now,
disagree with you on this one.
I love Unforgiven, which won Best Picture.
Yeah.
Love. You know, it's one of my top 3.
It is my favorite Western movie ever made.
It's a good Western that's been made.
Yeah. Okay. And you're going to say...
You tell me what I'm going to say.
You're going to say A Few Good Men.
I am going to say A Few Good Men.
Yeah.
Now, look at honorable mention, Descent of a Woman.
Yeah, and The Crying Game.
No, I didn't like The Crying Game.
There's good movies on this one.
Yeah. A Few Good Men. And I'll tell you why.
Okay.
This is literally one of the most rewatchable movies ever. Every performance by every actor in this movie is spot on. All-star cast.
Yeah.
All-star cast.
Yeah.
That still holds up to this day. This movie is still quoted to this day. Nobody fucking quotes Unforgiven.
Well, that's not
ever. Okay, well, give me a quote from Unforgiven.
I do.
Give me one quote from Unforgiven that you know.
I don't know it off the top of my head, but
That's what quotes are, my friend.
no, I don't think that's how they work.
That's literally how they work. Listen, I just think Rob Reiner, who directed this movie, just made it was my favorite Tom Cruise role ever.
It's my favorite Rob Reiner movie of all.
It's my
oh yes,
Princess Bride.
yeah, this is better. I mean, Princess Bride's a great movie. But
Misery.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's better. You know why? Because it's the best picture. That's why.
It's really
You're arguing for me now.
No one's arguing how good the movie is, but Unforgiven is Clint Eastwood's. It's Gene Hackman's. It's Morgan Freeman's.
Richard Harris.
It is Richard Harris. Fuck Harry Potter.
Yeah.
I'll say Richard Harris. And even what's the guy that's the note taking
the guy from The West Wing.
Yes, what's his name? Fuck.
I know what his name. Oh God, I don't know his name.
Rob Campbell.
No.
What the fuck was that guy's name?
Schiff. Something Schiff.
All of them. This is the best acting out of all of them in any movie they have ever been in. This movie.
And I'm not saying that's not true. I'm saying both things can be true. That is an amazing movie.
But for me, that makes this movie better.
That's okay.
This is why it is a better movie.
This is why it's
Davy Bunting?
Who?
Davy Bunting?
No, that's not his name. It's Schiff. Richard Schiff is his name.
Is it really Richard Schiff?
Yeah, from The West Wing.
Son of a bitch. Okay, sorry, continue on.
Suck it.
I still haven't found it. Keep going.
1994.
Any fool.
The winner of the 1994 Best Picture
If you
Oscar
say what I think, sorry, go ahead, say the winner.
was Forrest Gump. And this is one of those weird times when I have two movies that are better than Forrest Gump.
I was going to say, okay, if you said the one movie over Forrest Gump I thought you were going to say, I was going to kick you.
First off, let me tell you something really quickly.
Sure,
I'm going to name the 4 other movies here.
Yep.
Because at this time, there's only 5 Best Picture nominees. Okay?
Right.
4 Weddings and a Funeral. Awesome movie.
Great movie.
Pulp Fiction.
Yeah, it's okay.
Amazing movie. Quiz Show. Underratedly awesome movie.
I gotta look what this one is.
I own Quiz Show. That's how good it is.
I don't remember what this. Oh yes, this is a Robert Redford movie. He directed it.
Yeah, he directed.
I didn't know that.
But this is starring Ralph Fiennes, and John Turturro. And
I like John Turturro.
It's when they're on a quiz show in the 60s, and the one guy is so charismatic with the audience, they gave him the answers ahead of time so he'd be this champion.
Right.
And one of the other guys who's actually smart is like, fuck that guy, he's cheating. And so it's like a big thing. And it's based on a true story.
Yeah.
Great show. Great movie. Not the best picture.
And then lastly,
and most importantly, I'm torn between Pulp Fiction and Shawshank.
these fucking shankers, man.
Listen.
These fucking shankers.
Listen, you know what? Say what you will about Shawshank Redemption. It is one of the best movies I've ever seen, ever, with 2 of the best character arcs I've ever seen in my lifetime. It's a Frank Darabont movie who directs this thing with his face. It's so good. The job that Clancy Brown does in this movie to make you hate him so much as that security guard lasts.
We need to do an episode on Clancy Brown.
Okay.
Because what a fucking underrated
He's awesome.
actor.
Yeah. with the best voice ever, maybe.
His. You actually Google Clancy Brown and look at his repertoire of movies and film and television. It's fucking unparalleled.
Okay, name your favorite Clancy Brown thing in 3, 2, 1.
Starship
Carnivore.
Troopers.
Starship Troopers?
Yeah.
Yes, he was in Starship
He was in
Troopers.
Starship
Yes,
Troopers, yeah.
he was also an asshole in that one.
Yeah.
He was in this. So I didn't see it named Carnival, and Carnival was an HBO TV show.
It was a TV show with the fairy peoples and
Not fairy peoples.
oh well, there was fairy
Fairs, like okay, not fairy peoples with carnival people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that different?
Well, your wording is a little off.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Please don't cancel us.
I didn't know it was bad.
Anyway, and so there was like a God versus the devil type of underlying storyline in that thing, and he was the bad guy, and the other guy was the good guy, and it was very interesting. Good movie, good show.
Yeah, Clancy Brown.
Yeah,
big fan.
Anyway, Shawshank is up there though. Okay. Shawshank is amazing for that.
Pulp Fiction is better than Shawshank Redemption.
I'm not arguing that it's not, but I'm saying what I am saying though is that they're both better.
I see.
Than Forrest Gump.
No, Pulp Fiction is better, but Forrest Gump is better than Shawshank Redemption.
Okay,
is where we're going to land on that one,
and that's okay.
Yeah,
if that's okay.
But I agree with you. Forrest Gump should not. If
we agreed on everything, this podcast would be boring.
We agree on a lot, though.
We do
for a lot of it.
And just for the record, and this is for the people at home, he's wrong. 1996. Because 1995, they fucking nailed it.
Yeah.
95, they fucking nailed it.
Seinfeld, that's 95. Oh, yeah, 95.
95 was Braveheart.
Although, God, you Braveheart people. Apollo 13?
No, fuck that.
96.
Houston, we have a problem.
Seinfeld is a really good hit on this movie with The English Patient. With Elaine, everyone loving it, and Elaine fucking hating this movie, and I love it because I agree with Elaine. It is such a fucking pompous, overrated movie. The English Patient.
Another Ray finds
sex in a tub. That doesn't work.
I gotta watch that episode again. We gotta search what episode that is. I gotta watch it. Okay, so the nominees this year. Okay. Yeah. English Patient, Fargo, Jerry Maguire, Secrets and Lies, and Shine.
Tell me
and if anyone says the right answer is anything but Fargo,
no, it's absolutely Fargo.
It's 100% Fargo.
Yeah. You're gonna say some Australian psychodrama and Shine is gonna beat Fargo? No, get out of here.
No, it is Fargo. It will always be Fargo. Although I will say Jerry Maguire very underrated as a movie. Very underrated.
It's one of Tom Cruise's best
sports movies. It's one of them, but it's not. It's old. It's A Few Good Men. It's A Few Good Men.
Well, we'll see. But no, I agree. Fargo 100%. 96 should have won.
Now,
fucking English Patient.
I'm gonna not be in the populace probably here. 1997.
So you're actually going right to the next year, yeah.
Right to the next year. Now look at me. I'm gonna read this list of nominees.
It's a list, man,
and they're all bangers. Titanic is a banger. They won.
Yeah.
As good as it gets. One of the funniest fucking movies I've ever seen in my life.
My favorite Jack Nicholson movie.
Oh, A Few Good Men is mine. But but as good as it gets, I'm not lying to you when I say it's one of the funniest movies.
It's hilarious.
How do you write women so well? I think of a man, and I take away reason and accountability. I love that.
We gotta say like Jack. I think of a man.
I think of a man. I take away reason and accountability. Oh man, that's the greatest. That's one of the best lines ever. As good as it. The Full Monty, phenomenal movie.
Yep.
Good Will Hunting.
Yeah.
Like that's right.
Yeah. Yeah. And
the winner, the should-be winner, L.A. Confidential.
I watched this probably about a month ago.
For the first time ever?
No. I just rewatched L.A. Confidential about a month ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a banger of a year, 97.
It's so good.
There's a lot of good movies in there.
It's so good.
I mean,
listen, Titanic had bad writing and acting. Cheesy dialogue. The acting was fine. I mean, they did what they had to do.
I'm rich and I'm engaged to a rich guy, but I'm gonna fuck this hobo on a boat because I'm bored.
Listen,
that's my impression.
That's not exactly the movie.
It's exactly.
What I'm saying is that it's kind of like. Okay, this is an extreme example. It's like Natalie Portman in the prequels. Like, she was given shit to work with for dialogue, and she did her fucking best.
Yeah.
Okay? Her and Leo, they did their best. And it was a good product, but I think the dialogue was a little hokey. Now, the special effects were amazing, the drama amazing,
yes.
The whole story amazing.
Yes.
Okay? But there's no way on this fucking earth anyone is sitting in that submarine or that ship listening to that 90-year-old chick for that long.
No.
Like, nobody gives a fuck.
They
about your story.
killed her out there in the water. They
should have thrown her with the stone over the fire. Anyway, LA Confidential, the real winner.
Okay, let me throw this back at you then.
Okay, go on. I want to talk about LA Confidential after you're done.
Yeah. You said a few times on this list, what are people still talking about?
Titanic. You're right. But the only reason they're talking about Titanic
Is that fucking door.
is because,
Is that fucking door problem?
No, that's not the reason. The reason why they're talking about Titanic more is because this is a Best Picture nominee or winner that resonated with females. Like, very, very heavily. Mm-hmm. And it appealed to females. Every female dragged their male with them to go to this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Did I ever tell you about the time I got dragged to Titanic?
No.
This is a true story. I was in college. This is before my wife.
Yeah.
I was in college, and there was this girl. She's okay looking, not really.
Okay.
She's kind of had a
Which
big,
is important.
Yeah, she kind of had a big face. Anyway, she took me. She was, will you come to Titanic with me?
Were you dating? Like, were you a thing at the
No,
time?
she wanted to date me for many months,
Her face was too big.
but her face was too big.
Yeah, I get it.
But no, she said to me, like, so I just kind of, you know how you kind of just skirt the issue? So I didn't date her, but she goes, listen, will you please come to Titanic with me? And I said, sure, I'll come to Titanic with you. Okay, and on the way to Titanic, she tells me this is now her third time seeing Titanic. This is my first. Okay, this is not any. I wish I was. Okay, this is true. This is not me exaggerating. Okay, we go and get popcorn. This is at the old Paramount.
Yeah.
Okay, and we go and get popcorn, and she's just going like this with the napkins, just more napkins, more
taking
napkins,
all the napkins.
more napkins, more napkins. And I'm like, that's a lot of fun. You must have you're fucking messy, girl. That's what I was thinking. You messy girl. That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
Anyway, I'm not lying to you when I say this. The credits roll, and she starts fucking crying.
The opening credits.
The opening credits, and she starts fucking crying. She proceeded to cry for 3 hours.
No, come on.
I'm not lying to you.
Even during the Irish jig scene at the
3 hours of crying. And like she's sniveling and all that shit, and I'm looking over at her. I'm like, what is going on with her? Like, gee, like it's true. Like the first 2 hours aren't even sad.
No, they're not.
Right?
Everyone's excited to be on a boat,
and she's crying.
Everyone's just running around on a boat having sex.
And so I didn't understand. Okay, and then like crying during the sex scene. What are you doing? Yeah.
Gosh.
Okay, and so we get into the car, and she's like finally drying up,
just all puffy, and
I go to
giant
drop
face.
her off, and she lived at the residences at the college at the time. And I go to drop her off, and she goes, "You want to go out again sometime?" I go, "No." This was a nightmare. If I can't trust you with a movie, what can I trust? Like, I can't trust you in real life. So that was the end of that. And I still had to go to class with her every time. No. I'm like, no. I'm not going out with you again. Okay, LA Confidential. LA Confidential is one, so a Curtis Hanson movie, which he hasn't done movies in a long time. I don't know.
What was the last thing
What's
he's
the
done?
last thing he's done?
I'll look it up. You keep
Anyway,
going.
Curtis Hanson, amazing director for this movie. Anyway, this was the perfect, you know, you get movies where you weave stories together. This was the perfect weaving of 3 storylines
Because he
together.
died in 2016.
Okay, there you go. I don't remember what he did between 1997 and 2016, though. I don't know what he did. He did 8 Mile.
He did Lucky You
An 8
2007.
Am I right? 8 Mile? Tell me I'm right.
Hold on, let me check it out. LA Confidential. LA Confidential. He directed Wonder Boys in 2000.
Okay.
With Michael Douglas and Tobey Maguire.
I think he did 8 Mile with the Eminem.
He did also consider blah, blah, blah. Don't care about that. Don't care about that. And then opening Wonder Boys. They're still talking about fucking Wonder. He directed a music video, Things Have Changed, by Bob Dylan.
Okay, where's the 8 Mile?
In 2002, he directed 8 Mile.
There we go.
A semi-biographical hip-hop drama.
Okay, there we go.
2002, he directed Piddler on the Roof.
So this movie took 3 character actors. This is Russell Crowe in his infancy. Mm-hmm. Guy Pearce, first time I ever saw him, and Kevin Spacey when he wasn't canceled. And he was just coming
and
off.
top-notch Kevin Spacey.
But he was just coming. And by the way, in 1996 or 95, Usual Suspects should have been a Best Picture nominee because I would have voted for that.
Oh, Usual Suspects could have won.
But he was coming off of Usual Suspects fame. Kevin Spacey was.
Yeah.
And then it had James Cromwell, Kim Basinger, David Strahan. Like this movie had a banger
Danny
of a cast.
DeVito.
Danny DeVito was in it.
Yeah.
Banger of a cast. And this weaved the perfect crime It was just a perfect crime movie.
Yeah.
And it had 50s, 60s noir to it. It was so good.
I love the different types of cops.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true.
Throughout,
right?
through like just the
Yeah,
different
3 different levels of officers.
and how they all kind of come together and they all fucking either hate each other or just like
So they had the guy. So one of them was a straight shooter.
Yeah.
One of them was like kind of the dumber thug.
Yeah.
And then one was a guy who was in it for fame.
the dirty know-it-all.
The dirty.
Yeah.
He was kind of dirty. Took some money.
Yeah.
He dirty know-it-all.
Just to play the game. Like he was just doing it to play the game. Yeah.
Smarmy.
Yeah.
Fucking phenomenal.
But they all turn character, which was a cool thing, and they do it naturally that you believe it.
Yes.
Which is the thing of the writing,
All
right?
3 did.
They take all 3 and start them in a place and show you like, oh yeah, this is who they are, and then naturally and believably, all of them do a 180, which was really cool, and I really liked that with it. But I didn't know this. A budget of $35 million, and it made it in the box office $126 million.
Okay, so let's
crushed money.
Let's take a pause for 2 seconds because I'm going to ask you a question that you're going to be able to edit out if you don't want to answer it.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Go.
Okay, so the question is the 3 character archetypes of the officers in this movie.
Okay.
If you could rank them by your order of liking them, what would you rank them? Because they're very complex characters.
They are.
Because there's one guy who is maybe a little shady, but he has there's a silent morality there.
Yes.
And he likes the fame.
Yeah.
Second guy, kind of a disregard for rules sometimes, but has a very strong sense of justice to him,
Yeah.
and he will use his muscle to get that.
Yeah.
Third guy, by the book guy, but he will throw people under the bus to make sure that book is followed.
Yes.
So all very complex characters.
Yeah.
So rank them, order you like them to the order you don't like them.
I would say, so Kevin Spacey's is a chaotic good character.
Yeah.
They believe what's good is usually at the end of the day best for them.
Yeah.
But they don't cross in the line of anything too terrible.
Yeah.
So I'd probably say that is my favorite character that I liked. Russell Crowe's is I would say a lawful neutral character.
Yeah.
Because he has a very strong code that he believes in.
Very strong.
But it's not necessarily the laws of the land.
Okay.
Because he's going to go beat the fuck out of somebody for the admission, or he's going to go beat the shit out of somebody for beating up the woman, right?
Yeah.
Which he can't do, but it's his rules that he believes in, and he sticks to that. But he's also not going to, go too bad, because when push came to shove, he still did the right thing. And then Guy Pearce's character, who had the I think the best growth of all of them in the movie, for like true lawful, but I would say probably my third.
Yeah.
Yeah. You?
I don't care. No, I like all of them. I like them because they're complex.
So are you saying LA Confidential over Titanic?
I said LA Confidential over Titanic.
What about the Full Monty?
No,
Because you get
the Full Monty.
You
is
get to see Robert Carlyle's Wee Wee.
the Full Monty is the 5th best movie out of the 5 nominees, but that's not saying it's bad.
Yeah.
I would also say I liked it as good as it gets more than Titanic as well.
Tell me you're going to talk about 1998.
1998, also a shame.
Whew.
The winner this year was...
You know what? Exact same problem as the gangster movie year. Exact same reason why.
Okay, yeah, you're right, because we've got Shakespeare in Love winning it, and the vote was probably split between The Thin Red Line and Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah.
Now, Life is Beautiful. I don't know if you remember that movie. Italian movie with a guy named Roberto Benigni.
Yeah.
He was I think he won Best Actor that year.
Yeah. He did. 'Cause remember he jumped up and got all crazy when he went up on stage?
Phenomenal,
Yeah.
phenomenal movie. I can honestly say I didn't watch Elizabeth. I don't give a fuck. But Saving Private Ryan, Thin Red Line probably suffered from the vote being split.
Yeah, they split the vote.
But the real winner here is Saving Private Ryan.
Absolutely. It is.
I have this sound. I talk about this a lot, but I've got this sound system. You got to watch a movie with me here one time.
Yeah. I watch. You just don't know I'm here.
Movie of your choice, because the sound system, the sound mixing of the opening scene on the shores of wherever that was again.
Yeah.
My God, the bullets shaving by your face. It's
Kicking up the sand.
It's insanity how good that scene is.
Let me ask you a question.
Go.
Is there a better actor who plays a military person other than Tom Sizemore?
Tom Sizemore was really good in that movie.
But in all the war movies he's in,
What other one was he in?
he's in all of them.
Is he?
In every war movie that's ever been made, Tom Sizemore plays a character in it.
Really? I didn't know that. I liked him in this one.
Yeah.
And I liked him in Heat.
Black Hawk Down, Pearl Harbor.
Okay, this is the one he's the best in then. Just because
he's in Heat. He's good in Heat too, man.
he's
Natural Born
amazing in
Killers.
Heat. He's amazing.
God,
in
he's
Heat.
good in that too.
Oh, such a good movie.
Anyway, yeah.
My next gripe, and you probably know this is coming. So I had a lot of gripes in the 90s. My next gripe is in the year 2000.
Okay.
And the movie that won the Academy Award is Braveheart Part 2, or Gladiator, as I like to call it.
Yeah.
Okay, Gladiator was the most mediocre film to win. No, not the most, because there's lots of stuff on there, but it's not the best movie that year. The best movie of that year, and I'm talking about cinematography,
Okay.
action.
Yeah.
I'm talking about visual
Yeah.
styling.
We've talked about this one before.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon was the best movie.
You're a big
that
fan
year.
of this movie.
I love this movie, and I told you about this movie that I have Star Wars links to this movie.
Yeah.
It's the perfect Star Wars movie. That's kind of how I feel about it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the perfect Star Wars movie, but it happens to be a martial arts movie in Japan. But,
that too.
but if it was
Yeah.
a Star Wars movie, it would be the best one.
Got Chow Yun Fat.
Chow Yun Fat and
Yeah.
Michelle Yeoh.
Yeah.
And then I had a little crush on the other girl who was the bad guy in this movie.
Zhang Ji.
Yeah, Zhang Ji.
Zhang Ji.
Yeah, she was awesome. How do you feel about this?
You're wrong. I mean,
Wow, okay.
Gladiator's the better movie.
Okay.
Because again,
And you've seen Crouching Tiger.
I have. Yeah. I really like it. I like Traffic as well. It was
Traffic's also a good movie.
But Gladiator, I mean, again, what are we talking about? The sequel's about to come out. Apparently, by the way, I wasn't.
A sequel. Okay.
Yeah,
go
Gladiator
ahead.
2 is about to come out.
Yeah, I know that. But
Okay.
I'm just like, why?
But apparently,
Okay.
the reviews, the people who've seen it,
Yeah.
have really good things to say. Which I didn't think. I was upset when I heard the sequel. I was like, oh, this is fucking shit, piece of shit sequel, cash grab
Yeah,
movie.
Denzel Washington's in there with no accent whatsoever.
Yeah.
He's fucking Robin Hooding it up in there.
Yeah, and because Denzel's in it, they have like hip hop playing on the trailer,
Fuck's
right?
sakes, Ridley Scott.
But apparently they say the movie's good. But we'll wait to see what happens. But Gladiator is the better movie. And you're wrong.
2002.
Da-da-da-da. Oh, fuck! Look at this one. This is a good one.
So the winner of the 2002 Academy Award for Best Picture was Chicago. Now, I love the movie Chicago.
Yeah. Well, we love musicals.
We love musicals. I love what
no
they did with
musical
this one.
likers.
The dream sequences with movie. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
I've got nothing against this movie. However,
Look at it. It's up against.
okay, it's up against Gangs of New York,
Yeah.
which was, again, one of the best gangster movies I've
Yep.
ever seen, and what I believe to be the best of the Lord of the Rings movies in the Two Towers.
You're a huge Two Towers fan.
Yes. See, I think they gave...
Also, The Pianist is a great movie.
The Pianist is a good movie.
Yeah.
I think they gave the
Award?
They give the
So
Sorry.
what is this?
they gave the appreciation award to Return of the King the next year.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
For all
did.
three.
Yes.
It was kind of like a, hey, you did it for all three.
Yeah. Because what? He was up against Seabiscuit and Lost in Translation.
But what should have happened is the Two Towers should have won because it's the best movie of the three. And it's not even close.
I disagree.
Okay.
But I do agree that Gangs of New York was better than Chicago.
Yeah, it was. I've got both of them here as two better ones.
Yes.
I like Two Towers more than Gangs of New York.
I do too, but it was still a good
The
movie.
year is 2003, and The Lord of the Rings Part 3 won the Academy Award. I just told you why I thought it was bullshit. There was two movies that I liked. Actually, three movies. I liked Master and Commander too.
Master and Commander.
Master and Commander Far Side of the World's a really good movie. Mystic River is an insanely good movie. I don't know if you've seen Mystic River. But one that spoke to me was Lost in Translation.
I think you're choose Lost in Translation. Yeah.
Okay. This movie perfectly, and this is probably just me being...
Do you see yourself in Bob Harris?
Yes, I do.
Is that what it is?
It was probably me being sentimental because this was the first time I saw a movie, and this is before I was with my wife and all that stuff. This is the first time I saw a movie. I'm like, my God, that's me on a screen.
Is that what it is? Yeah. I was wondering
I identified with this movie so strongly.
Bob Harris touched you.
So strongly. identified with this. So for me, even whether it's the best movie or not, this is the one I identify with the most, and it's to me it's the best movie.
This is Bill Murray's best movie.
Oh, bar none.
Yeah,
bar none.
Easily.
Yeah.
I mean, Garfield is up there.
Yeah, Garfield.
But
Zombieland.
Lost in Translation is his best movie easily.
Yeah, Lost in Translation. If you've never seen Lost in Translation,
What do you think he said to her at the end of the movie?
You know what? I've thought about this for years and years and years, and I wanted to know for so long, but now I realize I don't fucking care.
Yeah,
because it means more when I don't know.
Yeah, that's
what I love about it.
That's apathy wrapping you in its cold, warm embrace.
Ah, so good. God, I love that movie. Guys, if you haven't seen Lost in Translation, watch it.
It is a good movie.
The next year is 2007.
Okay. Okay.
Now, I'm going to read the five.
Tell them what they're looking
So,
at.
No Country for Old Men won.
Yeah.
Okay. Coen movie. I love the Coens. I love Raising Arizona.
Yeah.
I love Fargo. I love their movies. Atonement, which is a great movie. Juno, Michael Clayton, and There Will Be Blood.
There Will Be Blood.
What do you think I'm going to say here?
I think you're going to say Juno.
That's because I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
Listen, Diablo Cody wrote a screenplay about the most complicated thing a person can go through, which is a pregnancy before your time.
As a teenager.
Yeah. And possibly giving that child up for adoption, but she did it through a comical tone.
Yeah.
That was the greatest movie. First off, the soundtrack was banging.
Yeah.
The actors that in it were banging. It was fucking hilarious. My favorite line ever is when they ask her what she'd like to drink. I'll take vodka. She goes, up. And I'm like, God, that's good. That's just fucking good. And I don't know what to call her or him. The lead actress?
Elliot Page.
Yeah. Ellen Page at the time.
Yeah.
Was bang on with everything she did in that movie.
Yeah.
And I don't think she was nominated for Best Actress that year. I don't know if you can confirm that for me.
I can.
If she wasn't, it's a goddamn travesty. Because she was amazing. Travesty. She should have been, because she was fucking amazing in that movie.
Accolades.
I don't think she was.
Nope.
A lot of people talk
because it's a Canadian director, Canadian stars, Canadian cast, Canadian crew shot in Canada.
Yeah, mostly Canadian. Jason Bateman and Jennifer Garner are not, and neither is J.K. Simmons. Yeah. But listen, phenomenal movie. I got nothing more to say about that. Michael Clayton, amazing. There Will Be Blood is probably Elliot.
Yeah. I'm not sure where to go. Elliot Page was nominated for Best Actress.
Perfect.
Didn't win, but Diablo Cody did win Best Screenplay.
Yes, and deservingly. I thought the job in Juno was amazing. There Will Be Blood is good. Michael Clayton was also good. Atonement, if I'm thinking of the right one, this is Atonement is James McAvoy and
Keira
Knightley.
Yeah.
And that was a good one as well.
Yeah.
I had a twist ending.
If you ever want a Joe Wright movie,
if you ever want to watch a movie with a twist ending, watch Atonement.
What a twist!
What am I going to tell you? You know, that might be a future top five, or maybe even top 10 best twist endings.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
That'd be a good one.
Yeah, I mean, it's top 5. It's what the name of the segment is, but yeah.
We're jumping to 2009, and here's where the...
This is when it got more.
Sorry, 2010. Oh. This is where... but in 2009, this is where the expansion from 5 to 10 nominees
They doubled it. So I'm going to go through it really quick, and then you said what you want to say, okay?
Okay, so winner is...
King's Speech.
Yep.
And then Black Swan, The Fighter, Inception, The Kids Are All Right, 127 Hours, The Social Network, Toy Story 3, True Grit, Winter's Bone. Go ahead.
Okay, there were some really good.
There's some really good movies in there.
There's some really good.
2010 was a good movie.
Yeah. My favorites. First off, kudos to 127 Hours. Kudos to The Social Network. Toy Story 3, maybe the best sequel of all time.
It's the best sequel of all time.
True Grit, loved it. However, it's a remake, so I don't count.
I think it's one of the best remakes of all time.
It is, but I don't count it because of it.
All right.
Winter's Bone is a good movie too. That was, I believe, that was what's her nuts first movie, Jennifer Lawrence. And The Fighter was really good. I'm torn between Black Swan, which was a Darren Aronofsky movie.
Yep.
With just a fucked up. It's like a scary movie, but it's not scary. But it's a complete mind
psychological horror.
Psychological
For sure.
horror.
Yeah,
it is. Have you seen it?
Yep,
dude. I was watching it at my old house in 2009, and I can remember this vividly. I was ironing all my clothes.
Yeah,
and I was about 25, 30 minutes in.
God, you're old.
And I just stopped ironing. and I sat down and just watched the movie. I'm like, I have to watch this.
I
This is amazing.
don't like in horror movies where they do the thing with the mirror,
Oh, you don't like that?
like with that whole mirror reflection thing.
Sure, yeah.
I'm like, don't like it. Don't like it. I really like the King's Speech. I thought it was a really good movie.
Oh, I love The King's
Yeah.
Speech. I love it.
It was really, really well done.
Is it the best movie that year, though? For me, it's Black Swan, and I've got to give kudos where kudos is due. Box office sensations don't usually get Best Picture nominations, but this is Inception.
Yeah.
Is one of the most inventive,
Yeah.
well thought out stories with well thought out characters that have great
And
character
best
arcs
casted
and
movies.
Great cast,
Fuck,
great direction,
great cast.
great science, great sound,
Yeah.
great visual effects.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not saying it's the best movie, but it's goddamn good.
Yeah, it definitely deserves to be nominated.
Black Swan or Inception for me.
Okay. I'd say, yeah, good.
We're going to 2011.
So we have The Artist, which one?
Which one?
We have The Descendants, Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close.
Yeah.
We have The Help, Hugo, Midnight in Paris, Moneyball, The Tree of Life, War Horse.
First, let me just say, Moneyball is amazing, but it's not the best picture.
It's my favorite. Well, it's very high, if not my favorite baseball movie.
It's so good for a movie.
Yeah.
Even like any movie, it's phenomenal.
So good.
Okay. Hugo is one of the best kids movies I've ever seen.
Is that what the giant? Which one's that? Oh, The Clock. Yeah,
The
Okay,
Clock.
Yeah,
One of the best kids movies I've ever seen.
Martin Scorsese.
Yeah. And The Descendants was also good. I believe that was a George Clooney movie.
It's George
Artist was a good movie. I'm not giving it away, but it was a good movie. I'm not.
It's
I'm
the
not
black. It's the black and white one.
black
right?
and white one.
Yeah.
Yeah. But when you don't have to like say stuff,
Yeah.
you're not acting all
Yeah.
the way. Okay. The Help was the best movie.
I was.
of the year.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I would take Moneyball. I love that movie, but The Help was a fucking banger of a movie.
Again, social issues, civil unrest, racial inequality,
Yeah.
and a few people standing up for what they believe.
You know what? And I still, this movie still to this day
And
gets me
fucking hilarious.
It gets me confused on who Jessica Chastain and Bryce Dallas Howard are.
Yeah.
To this day.
Yeah.
I knew Viola Davis, but this movie introduced me to Octavia Spencer,
Yes.
who I love as an actor.
Yes,
To this day,
she's so good.
she's so good at what she does.
and Emma Stone, and don't forget Allison Janney, who's
Allison
amazing
Janney.
in everything.
Allison Janney's great in everything she does.
She's amazing
Yeah.
in everything.
Yeah.
The Help was the best movie I saw that year.
I could see it. It's a really good movie.
We're going to 2012.
Okay.
You can go ahead with the list.
Argo, 1. Armor, Beast of the
I
Southern
believe
Wilds.
it's Amour.
Amour?
Amour. It's
Amour,
French.
Beast of the Southern Wild, Django Unchained, Life of Pi, Lincoln, Les Miserables, Silver Linings Playbook, Zero Dark 30.
Yeah,
Another lot of good ones there.
a lot of good ones. I'm going to go with what do you think?
Oh, was the best one there? Ooh, man. It's so hard to go against a Tarantino movie, but, because I really liked that one. Silver Linings Playbook, Zero Dark 30, Lincoln, Les Django Unchained. I'm going to say it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for me, I've got Silver Linings Playbook,
Yeah.
but also Zero Dark 30.
Zero Dark, yeah, they're both amazing.
Zero Dark 30 is the greatest pseudo war movie I've ever seen, because it's not really war, and it's here's what's awesome about that movie. I don't know if you know this about this movie.
Yeah.
They made the movie, and then between the time they made it and the time that they released it, the assassination of
Yeah.
Osama bin
It
Laden
happened, yeah.
and so they had to add it
They
to the
changed the
movie.
ending, yeah.
And I still thought it was phenomenal. And Jessica Chastain, the other one,
Yeah.
she bangs in this movie.
I think this is the best movie that I can come up in any recent history of the most realistic show of how the CIA operated in the desert.
Right?
This is the most realistic version of what that would have been.
100%.
Yeah.
This was the Catherine Bigelow movie. She directed it.
Yeah.
Also directed, we're almost done, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Also directed The Hurt Locker, which won Best Picture a
Yeah.
couple years earlier. Again, she just makes these gritty movies perfection. Silver Lining Playbook is also up there for me. It was a movie that depicted two people with mental health issues that started a relationship or had this relationship with each other. And smile for the pixel camera. There we go. Who are we sending that to?
I'm going to send it to our audience.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen Silver Linings Playbook.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but again, it was two people with mental illness that forged a relationship through probably the hardest way possible, and it was hard for them. But for anyone else, it didn't have to be that hard. But for them, it had to be that hard. Do you know what I mean?
But then, do you have the payoff?
In that movie, I do.
Right.
It is a great payoff. I mean, the dance sequence when they scored like a 0 out of 10 or whatever, and they just like lost their shit. They're like, yeah motherfucker! That was one of the best. That was one of the best movies ever. I love that movie, Silver Linings Playbook. So if I had to pick one,
yeah, which one are you going to?
I'm going with Silver Linings Playbook.
Okay.
Again, with character arc. Yeah, just a great movie.
No, I get it.
And I like Argo. Argo's good, but it was just. Yeah,
it was too. Yeah, it was too
just,
safe. It was too safe.
Yeah, it was okay.
It could have been better, and they didn't give enough credit to the Canadians because it was our fucking idea.
It was our fucking idea, pricks.
Yeah.
We're gonna all the way up to 2014.
So we have the winner, Birdman, or The Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance, American Sniper, Boyhood.
Birdman won, by the way.
Birdman won. Boyhood, The Grand Budapest Hotel, The Imitation Game, Selma, The Theory of Everything, and Whiplash.
This is a banger list.
This is another great list.
Like Whiplash is insanity good.
It's so good.
Okay. The Theory of Everything was great. Selma, about the bridge walking in Selma or whatever.
Yep.
Imitation Game about the what's the German
Alan Turing, the Enigma machine.
The Enigma machine,
Yep.
exactly. But Boyhood, which is one of the coolest concepts ever. You know what Boyhood's about?
This is the
Richard
Patricia
Linklater
Arquette.
filmed the same people once a year for 18 years.
Yeah.
And it was, you grow with this family over the course of 18 years or whatever it is, or 12 years or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was amazing to watch. The same actors were brought back every year.
No, I didn't see this one.
It's so cool. The concept is amazing. The concept alone beats Birdman. Okay,
So you would go with that. You'd go with Boyhood.
No, the best movie that year was The Grand Budapest Hotel.
I that's my favorite Wes Anderson movie.
You know what? I don't even have a favorite West. Well, I guess it is.
It's that one. Yeah.
But this movie is, first off, Gustav M. is the coolest character maybe ever in movies. He is so cool, and Ralph Fiennes nails that job. I love how they do 3 different aspect ratios throughout the movie to pick different times.
Yep.
I love
But Ralph Fiennes, Adrian Brody, William Dafoe, Jeff Goldblum, Harvey Keitel, Jude Law,
Bill Murray,
Edward Norton, Jason Schwartzman,
the kid who
Tom Wilkinson, Owen Wilson, like it's just
the kid who plays Flash Thompson in the Spider-Man movies.
Yeah. It's a banger, man. It's a good movie. I really like The Grand Budapest Hotel.
It's the ultimate quirky movie.
It is the most Wes Anderson movie there is.
Boy with Apple.
The Boy with Apple.
The Boy with Apple. All about a painting called The Boy with Apple. Fucking awesome. I love that movie. There's not many more. I've only got 3 more.
Okay.
We're going to 2016.
Okay. We have the winner is Moonlight. We have Arrival, Fences, Hacksaw Ridge, Hell or High Water, Hidden Figures, La La Land, Lion, Manchester by the Sea.
Okay, so let me just get out of the way. There were some bangers this year too. Manchester by the Sea is a really good movie. I haven't seen Lion. Hidden Figures. If you've never seen Hidden Figures, it's one of the cooler movies.
Yeah,
of that
that's
year.
the NASA one, right?
That's the NASA
Again,
one.
Who's in that one?
Octavia Spencer.
Octavia Spencer. Yeah.
Hell or High Water is I believe that's one of my favorite guys. It's the guy who does Yellowstone. What's his name? Taylor Sheridan?
Taylor Sheridan and David Mackenzie.
Yeah, Taylor Sheridan movie, and I love Taylor Sheridan movies. Starring Chris Pine, I believe.
Yeah.
Good movie. Hacksaw Ridge with, what's his nuts, Spider-Man guy?
Yeah.
Awesome
I'm
movie.
not going to shoot people.
Yeah. And Arrival, which is a Denis Villeneuve movie, which is so goddamn
big fan,
good.
right?
Yes, but the best movie that year.
Didn't stick the landing, but okay.
So here's funny. So what happened was at the Academy Awards, they got Warren Beatty up there, and he's like 90 years old. He doesn't remember what's going on or what he's doing. And
That was Warren Beatty.
he opens up the thing, and he announces La La Land as the winner. And then
this was the
and then someone had to come out and go, "No, Warren, that's not what it says." And he goes,
Warren.
"It's Moonlight." And so everyone has to sit down, and then a whole new people come up.
Yeah.
But you know what? He was right. The answer is La La Land. That is one of the most inventive musicals I have ever seen.
It is a fun musical.
It is amazing. The music is amazing. The actor is amazing. Everything about it
And
is
it
great.
comes back to a point we made before on the show where Ryan Gosling is a better actor than Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan Gosling just bang. He's just, I
Yeah.
said bangs a lot tonight. I gotta stop.
We had a lot of banks. Two more.
Yeah. Okay, now listen. I just want to say something about 2017.
I knew you were going to this one.
Okay, first off, I love the winner, Shape of Water.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
I love
Is
The
it
Shape of
because
Water.
you want to fuck a fish?
No, it's not.
Okay.
Okay, listen.
Okay.
The Shape of Water is amazing. Okay? Dunkirk is amazing. Lady Bird's amazing. But
Wait,
there's
Lady Bird-
two movies that stand out to me. Okay?
Three billboards
Three
outside
billboards.
Ebbing- yep.
Ebbing, Missouri.
Yep.
Where my man Sam Rockwell crushes his whole everything in that
Yep.
movie, and Frances McDormand, who I love to death,
Yep.
she crushes that movie. But I'm going to advocate for Get Out a little bit here, because forget that I think it's a horror movie, and horror movies never get anything. Last time horror movies got any recognition was Silence of the Lambs in 1991.
Yeah.
Okay? Listen, this is more than a horror movie. This is social. How do I say it? This is social horror. This is social uncomfortableness. It's a movie that you watch it and you think you know what it's about, and then you watch it again and you're like, my God.
Yeah. This movie you need to watch a second time.
Everything that everyone's saying is so meticulous
Yeah.
and well put together, and it's good. And
It's a different movie the second watch.
And so even though I think Three Billboards should have won that year, Get Out is like 1.1.
Yeah.
But I think they're both better than The Shape of Water, which is a fucking great movie.
Also, The Darkest Hour is a good movie too.
Darkest Hour is a good movie.
Gary Oldman crushes Churchill in that movie.
Yes, Darkest Hour is good. And Dunkirk is good too.
Yeah.
Okay, the last one I'm going to bitch about.
What year are we going to?
We're going to 2021. Although I could make an argument about 2019 and
I looked at it really
and
quickly,
Jojo
but yeah.
Rabbit, but I'm not going to.
2021.
Jojo Rabbit, Marriage Story, and then
I love Jojo Rabbit.
and 1917 is a good example of a film being made.
Yes.
Of a one-shot film.
It's very cool. how they do
Remarkable.
it.
But Jojo Rabbit was probably my favorite.
So in 2021, we have the winner of Coda.
Yeah.
We have Belfast.
Yeah.
We have Don't Look Up, Drive My Car, Dune, King Richard, Licorice Pizza, Nightmare Alley, The Power of Dog, and West Side Story.
So just as a side note, I want to come fully clean on this. I have seen Nightmare Alley, and it's one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life.
I heard this was really bad.
It's terrible.
This is Guillermo del Toro's fucking
There is
40s movie, right?
There is nothing redeeming about this movie. I couldn't even tell you what it's about. It's terrible. I watched it and I'm like, really? This is the movie I waited all year to watch? And then I'm going to come straight. I've seen Power of the Dog. It's awesome too. But I'm going to come and be straight up with you. I have seen none of these movies. Okay. And I already know Dune is better than all of them. And you know
Yep.
that.
Yeah.
I'm just such a big believer in Dune and an epic made right. And fuck yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what any of these movies are either. I mean, obviously West Side Story, but that one didn't get a very good review
That's
either.
my point. Like,
Yeah.
how can you say the best picture is one that nobody's ever seen?
Yeah. No one has seen Coda.
No, nobody's seen Coda.
No. A comedy drama, which are always a pain in the ass.
It's just because it's about deaf people. They say, oh, it's so dramatic.
Oh, is that what it's about?
Yeah.
Oh, who cares? What do we say about deaf people?
I don't know. I can't hear you.
Yeah, Dune should have won that for sure in 2021. I agree 100%. We have the 97th Oscars coming up this year.
Yeah.
I don't know what's been announced, but we'll see.
Nothing's been announced yet. Usually the Golden Globes get announced. We'll go over the Golden Globes nominees once they come out. And of course, everything's going to be shit that we've never heard of.
Yeah.
Whereas things like Dune 2 should be there. Civil War, in my opinion, should be on that list because it's an amazing movie. I'm trying to think of all the movies I've seen. Hold on. Let me bring up my app. Why am I not on my Wi-Fi? My Wi-Fi is not working right now. Are you? My Wi-Fi is working for you. apparently.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I took all your Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
I think that's. I like that game because I like. You kind of forget what we had in the back pass, but I agree with you. I think we would have changed a lot of those, but it just shows. At the end of the day, it shows you that the Academy is full of shit, and they're not really choosing the best movie.
And sometimes it happens when your vote is split, right? And you split a vote,
yeah,
and shit happens, and the right movies don't win.
Yeah.
Some movies that I thought were amazing this year, and every year I go over what I think the best. Like every year in my personal life, I do a top 10.
Do you want to save this for a later episode coming in December?
I'm just saying
we can preemptively do it.
I'm just saying I think these things should show up when they should show up.
I don't know what that means.
The Furiosa movie we should see.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay.
The Civil War movie we should see. Dune Part 2 we should see. Those are the only things that I'm passionate about that we should see.
Yes.
I just saw one called Lady of the Hour, and I'd like that to do something as well. Lady of the Hour is a movie that came out on Netflix, and it's directed by Anna Kendrick, and it stars Anna Kendrick. And it's about this killer in the 1970s, I'm going to say.
Yeah.
And it's a serial killer, and he ends up going on a dating game show, and she's the contestant. And it's about his past leading up to there, and then their encounter on the dating show, and their eventual date, and how it goes, because he's a serial killer, and he just kills everybody he comes across.
Oh.
And so it's based on a true story. So it's a really interesting story.
Who stars in that?
Anna Kendrick.
And a man.
Pete Holmes is in it.
Oh, I like Pete Holmes.
Yeah, Anna Kendrick, and Pete Holmes is a side character.
Okay.
But other than that, a whole lot of nobody.
Yeah.
But... no.
This has not been a good year.
That's probably what I should have said during what I watched. That's what I watched.
Well, we'll bring that up on a future episode where we'll come up with our top 5 each of best movies of the year.
Yeah, but I haven't watched.
Compare.
I've watched way less movies this year.
This year has been shit for movies. From the outgo,
which means we're going to get a bunch of art house bullshit.
Yeah,
that nobody's ever seen. They're going to be the best picture, and nobody's going to watch them.
Totally.
Either. I don't give.
I agree.
I'm tired of it. I'm tired of this shit. There's no way the Dances with Wolves should have won.
Corbin?
Yeah.
Why does it matter?
Because it matters to the game, Tanner.
Matters to the game.
Matters to the game.
Corbin, where can they find us?
Guys, you can get us on all your podcast locations. You can get us at Apathy Podcast on Twitter/X. You can get us at Radical Apathy Podcast on Facebook. And you can find us on YouTube at Radical Apathy Podcast.
Throw us on the things. Tell us you like it. That's the only way that the things work. The algorithms.
Algorithms.
If you want them to work, that's the only way they work. And if you want to keep sending us stuff, try and find us and send us stuff. We'll talk about it. Thank you again to Aaron B. and Kaylee H. For sending us all the exciting stuff we're going to wear and drink and do. And we'll be back in a fortnight's time to carry on. Corbin?
Yeah.
Delightful as always, my friend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Keep it tight.
Love you.